Hello, everybody. Welcome to Avg Joe Watch Reviews, where we do more than just reviews. We already have a couple people in the chat section, so I say we're ready to go. I have a very special guest. He lives about an hour and a half from Vancouver in Canada. He is a excellent performer. He has an amazing YouTube channel, Beer and Watches. The guy uploads Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm a big fan of his, and I'm actually very honored to have him on. So, without any further ado, let me introduce the man, the legend, Matt Johnson from Beer and Watches. Welcome, Matt.
What? The legend? More
What's
like
up,
more
brother?
like more like the legend. I don't know about the legend. Legend in my own mind. How are you, man? Good to see
Doing
you.
well, man. It's a pleasure to have you on the show today. Happy New Year
My
to you.
pleasure to be here. Happy New Year to you too, sir. Let me adjust my ring light here. Make sure we got enough light. You can see. How's my armpit? You like that?
Um, well, it's casting a shadow, so I think you might need a little bit more light in the armpit there.
I got a little bit of 9 o'clock shadow on my armpit. Nice.
We got David Schwartz from the Schwartz Force.
Oh, what's up, David? How did I know
Yeah.
he was going to be the first one in? David Schwartz. You.
David Schwartz is a huge supporter of multiple YouTube channels, as I am, as you are. That's what I love about the Watch fam, and he even has that here and I'm actually going to put that comment up here.
Oh, can I see? So if I click on comments, can I see? Oh, I can. I can see him. There he is.
There you go.
I actually feel, I got to be honest, I said the same thing to Russell over in England, that I feel bad because I spend so much time, like with 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday on my channel. I spend so much time filming, editing, researching that
Right.
I hardly ever go to other channels. And it's like, that's the worst thing. I feel bad. So every now and again, I'll drop in and see something, but it's like I'm so frenetic and on the go all the time that I can barely have time to sleep.
Yeah,
So
it's a tough balance, especially with your hectic schedule. I mean, the fact that you upload Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you've been doing it consistently for quite a while now.
since March,
Since
yeah,
March 2020.
20. I just started the channel in January 2020.
Wow.
I did one video in January, one video in February, and then starting March 15th, I said to my wife, I'm going to do 3 a week. And she said, you're nuts. And I said, I'm going to try. And I've been doing it. We're up to 135 videos now, I think.
That's impressive, man. You grew very fast. I mean, congrats on over 1,000 subscribers. I mean, you're at 1,400 and change now. Probably, I think, closer to 1,500 now, right?
I think I'm at 1,400. Not that I'm counting every single minute of every single day.
As of 11.
Dude, I swear to God, it's like the worst addiction ever. But I think I'm at like 1,478 last time I checked. I'm not actually monetized yet, but I'm close. I'm at like 3,750 hours. So I'm like 250. I'm getting about 40, 50 hours a day. So I'm close.
That's the biggest challenge. I mean, getting to 1,000. The fact that you did it so quickly is impressive, but the watch hours is really where it's that's the tough part.
It's tough, right? Because what a lot of people don't realize is when you say watch hours, it literally is if somebody watches one of your videos for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, you add that to somebody else watching for 4 minutes, you've got to get 4,000 hours. That's an unsurmountable amount of time. I had another YouTube channel for my magic back in the day. It's still around, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. But that one has had like 8,000 or 9,000 subscribers or something. Wow. Yeah. But I monetized it, and then they took it away, and then I monetized it again. They took it away again, and they wouldn't tell me why. So I thought I'm not doing it anymore. But when I got that channel, you didn't have to get 4,000 hours. You just had to get 1,000 subscribers, if I remember rightly. You didn't have to get the watch time hours.
Right. They changed that up, I think, because there was a lot of people that really weren't putting the work in.
Right.
They were basically buying subscribers and getting all their friends and family to get on board, and they just
Right.
weren't really putting the work in. So it wasn't a good value proposition for YouTube, because the advertisers are paying them
They
revenue.
need to know. They need to
Yeah,
know people are watching the ads, right?
absolutely. So I think it's a good way.
I just noticed on the chats there, David's here, but also there's a guy called Ryan Newby. How are you,
Yeah.
Ryan, from the
What's
UK?
up, Ryan?
He's one of my subscribers. Yeah, Ryan is one of my. You know what I love about YouTube is you've got your subscribers, but then you've got like your loyal fan base that tune in and comment on everything you do, and it's just amazing, because without those subscribers, we wouldn't be anything. Our channels wouldn't grow. They wouldn't grow, you know. So yeah. Oh, and there's Janie. Do you know Janie at all? You know Janie?
Oh, I think you just met her prior to us going live. She actually has baby Madison downstairs.
Oh, that's your fiance. I know who it is. She's such a cutie. I mean, your baby. Not well. I mean, your fiance is as well, but I'm not gonna, you know. But your baby's a cutie.
Thank you so much.
I feel bad now. I feel bad.
Do you know PK Horology? He actually does a lot of custom jewelry, and he does custom watches.
Really? I don't.
Instagram.
I don't know. PK Horology, do you subscribe to me on YouTube? You know, the thing is, a lot of people will subscribe, but then not chat, right? They'll just kind of watch. And so, I mean, but no, I don't think so.
Check him out on Instagram. I think he has a style that I think fits your style. If I'm not mistaken, I think I know what your style is. So I think if you take a look at his site, I think you'll see.
Would you tell me what my style is? Because I'm still trying to figure it out.
Well, I think it goes along with your personality. I think you have a very eccentric style. For instance, that the Maker watch that you receive, I noticed that you have the hat on today from the Maker watch company.
Oh yeah, so you know, in every one of my videos, there's been the odd one where I don't wear my hat, but I always wear a hat, right? I like baseball caps and flat caps. It's just kind of I do. And Maker Watch said, "Oh, we'll say," and this has become one of my favorite. This is why I wear a hat. But this has become one of my favorite. It's become one of my favorite hats. Yeah, I love it, man. I love those guys at Maker Watch Company. I really want to buy one of their watches, but of course, being out of work right now, it's about being smart, and I can't get a $600 purchase of a watch by my wife. You know what I mean? So, and I don't blame her. So, you know, I will, but I love their watches, man. They're either love them or hate them watches, but they've got one right now called Cigar and Gold that is literally gold leaf.
I have
and cigar bits, and I like to smoke a cigar once in a while. So I just love that stuff, man. So unique, so unique.
So I actually just did an unboxing. Actually, here's the box right here. They actually let me keep the box.
I did watch that video, and you said you were going to ask them. So you're going to plan.
So they let me keep the box. So what happens is you could actually take this box, break it down, plant it in your garden, and this will actually pop up wildflowers. So I mean, what a great green way of reusing.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, and it kind of fits their whole shtick, right? It kind of fits the whole mantra of, you know, reuse materials, like they use the burl woods and stuff, and kind of, you know, it's a couple of guys that are like these hippie kind of dudes in the basement making these great watches.
Right.
Yeah, I love them, man. I that's probably one of my favorite watches into my channel, and I would love to own one, and I shall. One day I will own one of those watches. One day. Yeah.
So, you know, it was very thick. It was about, I think it was 16 millimeters thick. It's wood, epoxy, for those that don't know. A lot of people, you know, they don't like wood watches. They like the traditional.
You know, but I wouldn't. I don't either. I've got a wood watch, and I don't particularly care for them either. But the ones from Maker Watch Company are not wood, are they? They're encased in resin, so it almost feels like a skateboard truck. It kind of looks like a skateboard wheel as well, but they're not wood. To say they're wood, they've got wood in them, but they're surrounded by epoxy, so you can't tell that it's wood. And that's what I kind of like. I always find wood watches on my wrist a bit jangy, a bit rattly, you know.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think the hate is about wood watches with traditionalists? Because I, when I put that video out, I had a lot of people that just were like, "Look, I will not do a wood watch." Period. What do you think the negative vibe about that?
I don't know. Probably the same reason I'm not particularly a fan is that there's something about that particular. I'm not talking about the movements and everything. You can put whatever movement you want. You can put a Selena movement in a wood watch, but I'm talking about the way it feels on the wrist. There's something like metal works, rubber works, plastic works. The ones that make a watch in the epoxy resin, it's kind of like plastic rubber. Those feel right, but wood on the wrist, it just doesn't. There's something about it. It never feels right. Now, having said that, I've only ever tried one. It was a pretty chunky thing, so I haven't tried any of the smaller ones that kind of look more like a regular watch size. I'd have to play with it, but I just don't feel right. It feels like it's going to like soak up water and soak up dirt, and you know what I mean.
Yeah. I don't know. I had a fascination with them, but now that I own one, and it's not the maker one, but I own my fiance got me one, and I got it out of my system. I could see why people don't like them. I mean, in pictures they look cool, but I think once you put it on the wrist, it's just I don't know, it just doesn't do it for you.
No, it don't feel right. Hey, Grady60 there says, I feel like a Vostok Amphibia.
Yeah.
Hang on. Oh, by the way, you're gonna see that I'm in my PJs.
Well, it's better than me. I have actually shorts on that don't match my my jumpsuit. So
welcome to the world of COVID Zoom. I got my PJs on and I got my big fluffy slippers. This is how cool I am, guys. Yeah, I do. But this is not modded or anything. But this is actually one of my favorite watches in my collection. It's the Vostok Amphibia with the scuba dude on the front there.
I love it. Crown?
Oh God, yeah.
It has to, right? That is actually a defense mechanism for the crown not breaking off, for instead of having a screw down crown, they do it that way?
Yeah, maybe, but I think that's Vostok's way of saying we make a really bad crown, but we're going to make it a thing, right? It's the Vostok jiggly crown.
So is that the loyalists that say it's more of it's designed that way as opposed to being QC issue?
So I think so.
Right?
I think it's a way of trying to say I've got a Vostok Amphibia. Yeah, it's got a bad crown, but it's a thing. It's a Russian military thing.
Just like people that come to the aid of Seiko, saying, "Oh, they're the misaligned bezels," or they talk about the bracelets. They come and defend Seiko for those quality control issues
because of how much they paid for it. That's why at least Vostok's only $80. But Seiko's, I mean, if you've paid $400, $500, $600 for a watch and it's got a misaligned crown, I think I'd be pretty annoyed. But this thing, I mean, they're hilarious. It came on a metal band. I immediately put it on a green NATO because it's got that military look. I like it, right?
Yeah.
But this thing, I swear to God, like I won't wind it for I just pulled it off my shelf now, and it's not been wound forever. The second I pick it up, it starts ticking. It's like if there's a nuclear explosion, the only thing left will be cockroaches and Vostok. Right?
Is that a hacking movement and a winding movement as well? Hand wind?
It's an automatic hand wind. Yeah, it's not hackable. No, and it has the worst. If I was risking my life on this dive bezel, I'd be in trouble because I mean this bezel, it rotates both ways. There's no clicks in it. I mean you can just catch that with your hand and it'll turn.
So there's no tension or anything on that, huh?
There is tension. Yeah, but not a lot, and it's
too loose, huh?
Yeah, it's made for the Russian military divers. So I mean, I'm enough said.
Yeah. So I have to ask, what made you start a YouTube channel?
Because I got put out of work. That's really it. You
want to tell the viewers what you do for those that don't know?
Yeah, I'm a performer. So I'm a best way to describe it would be like Houdini. I'm a magician and escape artist, and I spend my time performing on cruise ships, theaters, with a show called The Illusionists that's on tour, and on TV shows. That's how I make my living, and I generally travel about 300 days a year. I'm always constantly on the go, and then starting March, it all shut down. So January, I actually started the channel in January. I did one video January, one video February, and I did couple of gigs, gig in Chicago, couple of cruise ships. I thought it was off to a good start. And then started March, world shut down. And being in the entertainment business, it all shut down. I'm out of work. So I've done I did a TV show gig, a couple of Zoom shows, but that's it. I've gone from hero to zero, like last year.
So are you saying that YouTube is zero?
No. I'm saying I'm zero as far as the magic goes. Don't put words in my mouth.
I know. Because let me tell you, you're far from being a zero, and I was actually trying to set you up for a compliment. So, yeah.
Cue the romantic music. I will always. But so then in March, I thought, right, I'm sat at home. I need to be creative, and I thought, I didn't want to do a magic channel because that's what I do for a living. So when everything comes back, I didn't want a channel where I was performing magic and doing magic. So I thought, what can I do? And I've always loved watches. I don't know, you know what? I don't know as much as like you guys and like David and Russell, but I'm learning quick. But I've always loved watches. So I thought I'm going to do a watch channel. And I had about 25 watches at the time. Wow. So I thought, at least I've got a collection of watches that I can get a channel started without spending money on watches. And then what I started doing was very early on, I started giving watches away. Like I think I give away more watches than like any other channel. Like I give them away every month.
I think you do.
Yeah. So I started giving away my own watches, which were like brand new. And then I would buy a watch and give it away. And then slowly I started getting companies. Well, I started reaching out, and then slowly companies started contacting me, and I would say, "Look, instead of me having the watch, I'll give it away," and I would just give them away. All these great watches I get, I just give them away, and then that started bringing in some subscribers, and so I was really just doing it to give back to the community, reaching out, replying to comments. It's a lot of work,
Matt, I'm not a very I hate to admit this, but I'm not very organized, and my fiance on the chat can definitely attest to that. So I definitely lean on her for a lot of assistance with that. But you produce 3 videos a week. How do you do it? How do you balance making 3 videos a week and keeping the household in order?
You haven't seen our household. You're just looking at my office. The rest of it's a complete gone. No, no. By the way, your fiance asked, "Is my wife into watches?" No, she does not wear watches.
So is she an enabler at least though? She just
she's bought me a few actually. She's bought me she bought me a Tissot Open Heart, which I was impressed. She bought me a Star Wars watch, which she had inscribed on the back, and it says, "I love you, I know," on the back, which is a famous quote from Star Wars. And she bought me another one as well, I think. I'm just trying to remember what it was. But yeah, she bought me a couple of watch books for Christmas. Like, yeah, she totally.
Okay, so she's supportive. So that's.
Oh yeah.
God bless you for that. I mean, that's really half the battle.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for my fiance, my YouTube channel wouldn't be anywhere near it as today because, it does take a lot of time, as you know. So, much love to our wives, our fiancés, our significant others. Thank you, gals, for your support. We actually didn't do a beer check or a wrist check today.
Okay, well, are you going to go first, or shall I go first?
I would like my guest, which now you're family, so I hate to call you a guest, but anyone that I have on my channel will go first. So what do you got going on?
Well, first of all, right here it's 9 o'clock in the morning. So even Beer and Watchers guy does not drink beer at 9 o'clock in the morning. Well, not at home, anyways. So I am drinking. I'm going old school, back to my roots. I'm drinking coffee. Remember Coffee and Watchers?
Yeah,
that's how it started. And look at the mug. I actually didn't realize where you were, but look at the mug that I'm drinking.
You're about an hour and a half. New York is about an hour and a half away from where I live in the Philadelphia suburb.
I'm drinking out of These Little Town Blues. I'm drinking out of that mug.
Good old Frank Sinatra.
Frankie. And my wrist, actually, I haven't put like a super expensive watch or anything on. I'm wearing, I love this watch. I'm wearing my Timex Weekender. And it's on
a style strap there. Looks like it's on strap, is it?
It's a Strapsco rubber rally strap. And actually, I just got this. And the reason I ordered this, it's funny because on camera, that strap kind of looks more orange. But I ordered a red strap to go with the red second hand on the watch. And it's got white stitching to go with the face. And thanks, man. I just put it on and I actually haven't taken it off. I love every watch, as far as I'm concerned. The industry standard should be Timex Indiglo. Forget Loom. This thing, you know,
Indiglo is definitely. There's nothing like it, man. Nothing
I don't even think you can. You can't. Well, you can even see it there a bit.
I can even see it here. The whole. It's completely. The back is lit up. It's really nice.
But what are you wearing for me tonight, there, Average Joe?
I don't like where this is going. What do we have? 11 viewers here. Okay, that's good.
What did you put on for me, Average Joe?
I have. Well, first of all, I'm going to show you. Duff.
Oh,
you guys watch The Simpsons?
Yeah. Well, my wife does. I actually don't, but I do know what Duff is.
Well, this is actually not a beer, though. This is actually an energy drink. But
okay,
because we're doing beer and watches, I wanted to at least show you this. In case you're a Simpsons fan, I'm sure we got a couple Simpsons fans out there. This actually debuted in my short little film. It's a Wonderful Life, Average Joe. I don't know if you saw it.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, please see it.
I'm going to.
I actually have a canvas behind me. I don't know if you can see it in the background. It's right in the middle of my series of 5 there. It's so funny because that's actually our family photo now. It's the thumbnail of that video. So.
Hilarious. You paint as well, don't you? Aren't you a painter?
I do paint as well. I have to do some type of video on that because a couple people have actually asked me about that, and I guess you
should paint. And David Schwartz had some great art, and you should paint a watch. You should start painting watches.
I might actually. Have you ever watched Seinfeld? I could actually paint David Schwartz doing the George Costanza. He can be posing and looking back, and I'll paint Dave's face on George Costanza's body. What do you think, Dave?
One of my favorite shows of all time is his stand-up comedy. I'm telling you for the last time. I quote that all the time. Yeah. You see that horse over there weaving around like that's crazy glue.
Crazy glue.
I love that dude. I love Seinfeld.
He's a genius, Jerry Seinfeld. Very good, very good comedian. And the watch I'm wearing today is the Breitling Headwind.
Ooh, look at that strap too.
It's on the baseball glove custom.
Oh, I just saw this on your Instagram channel.
Strap is unbelievable, man. Mott Straps, MOTT, did a fantastic job. I mean, look at this thing.
Wow, holy cow!
This is an actual baseball glove that he made a strap on.
Are you a baseball fan?
I'm a huge baseball fan. When I was a child, my dream, and I don't think anyone really on this chat knows this, and I've never revealed this before, but I wanted to be a professional baseball player for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Really?
I played baseball almost every day of my life as a child. I don't care what the weather was. I was out there playing hours at a time, man. I love the game. I don't follow it as much anymore. But, man, put a baseball glove on me now. I still have it, man. You know. Earlier this year, I can't say I'm not a fan. I don't know anything about it or follow it because I'm from England, right? I'm originally from the UK, so I don't know baseball. But this year, I had a gig in Chicago in January because I got a US visa to work and perform in the US, and I had a gig in Chicago, and so I went to the baseball stadium there, which is really famous, right? In Chicago. Right. Wrigley Field. Yeah.
Now, and do you know what's funny? Do you know what's funny about that field? This is really weird. The street that it's on is called Sheffield Street or Sheffield Avenue, and that's where I'm from in England. Is Sheffield? It's a city in England. It was bizarre. We got off at the train station or the tube station, came down, and there was a sign, and it said Sheffield this way, and I'm like, no way! Like, I just walked through that door. I'm home. What? Yeah, it was pretty trippy, man. And when I went in January, it was snowing. I was stood outside Wrigley Stadium. It was snow. Just amazing.
So you saw all the bare vines up against the brick wall in the outfield.
Yeah. Yeah.
A really quick fact for you: the Philadelphia Phillies were the first team to play them when they actually introduced lights back in the '90s. They
Play
never had,
Chicago.
yeah, they always played day games because they never had lights. So the Philadelphia Phillies and Phil Bradley from the Philadelphia Phillies was the first to hit a home run under the new lights. So
Wow.
that's just some random knowledge that no one's going to even care about, and I probably lost about 5.
No, don't you think this is the stuff that should be in our channels more?
Right,
This is the
right,
stuff
yeah.
that should be in our channels more. Instead of the obligatory, here's the beer, now I'm going to swing the camera around and take a closer look. Like, you know what I mean?
We're a little bit
People
too.
want to know this stuff.
I think we're all a little bit too regimented. I think we kind of are so militant in what we do that these live streams are a great opportunity for us to kind of show the viewers that, we are human and that we're not just watch reviewing robots. Even though
Well, speak for yourself, man.
But I know your style is great though. Like you do have a good personality. You're a good entertainer, and you do go outside of the box here and there. So I mean, I do appreciate that about your channel.
Well, oh gosh, and you do too, man. I mean, it's you actually. And by the way, I'm noticing the comments go by here, and Vudasia said, "Love that strap." I don't know. Oh, it's your strap. But Ryan said Yorkshire, which is Sheffield is in the. It's like you're in the. New Jersey's in the state of New York, so Yorkshire is the state, the province. But I'm curious if Ryan is from Yorkshire and where he's from, if he can comment, because I'm interested.
Grady's asking if is that a Welsh American accent?
Mine?
Yeah, well, it's definitely not American because you're in Canada. But
yeah, it's really interesting. When he says Welsh, it's so funny because it's like if you're from England and you listen to a Canadian or an American talk, you can't tell the difference if you're from England, right? And if you're from North America, if you hear somebody from Yorkshire or Wales or Liverpool, it's like it all kind of sounds the same. So Wales is about an hour drive from where I'm from, but my accent is very different to Welsh. But my accent now is not what it was in Yorkshire. So in Yorkshire, lad, I talk like this, I put my flat cap on and I walk my whippet down road and I go down road, I turn left, I turn right, and then that's a Yorkshire accent.
You don't have that Canadian type accent though that I'm used to.
A boot
and
that's more East Coast.
The long O's, right?
Yeah. No kidding, eh? Yeah, really, eh? No, but my accent has changed a little bit from York. It's got a little bit of a twang to it every now and again. And that's because I've lived here 22 years. I've lived here most of my adult life, really,
There's actually someone, Junior Johnson, wants to link to your channel. Actually, I do want to promote your Britain's Got Talent. You were actually on that show with Simon Cowell, and you actually did... You said you were a semi-finalist, actually, but I actually watched the one episode where you actually submerged yourself into a tank. Yeah. And you had all these random keys, you had all these locks on, but you're a better storyteller than I am. So you want to set that up for everybody here?
Yeah, I've always been a magician, right? That's what I've always done for a living since I was like a kid. And so... and then about 4 years ago, I started playing around with escapes and I started practicing an underwater escape. And so then in 2017, I did it on a TV show called Penn and Teller Fool Us. And then in 2018, I went on Britain's Got Talent because I'm British, obviously. And I did the water escape. And it's funny because a lot of people see me on my channel. A lot of people go, I know you from somewhere. And then, so I did Britain's Got Talent. And I made it all the way to the semifinals. And so I did a few acts on there. And that really, I did that when I was 43. I'm 46 now, or 44. And it catapulted me. It took me from being a local magician here to literally catapulted me overnight. So I did, and then after I'd done that show, I did Britain's Got Talent, did really well. Then I did... oh my God, The World's Best. I did Late Late Show with James Corden. Tusa Cavallis in Rome. I started doing shows all over the world, and then I got picked up by The Illusionist, which is a show from Broadway. And then I got picked up by cruise ships. So I headline cruise ships, but I do. In my live shows, I do a lot of magic and I levitate people and all that. But then I do these escapes as well. And that's kind of what people know me for. It's from Britain's Got Talent. Right. And if you just go on YouTube and type Matt Johnson, BGT, like Britain's Got Talent, you'll see the videos. And no doubt you've probably seen them before because they've done, I think, well over 500 million views right now. On I wish I was getting that revenue, but I'm not.
Well, guys, if you haven't seen this, let me tell you, first of all, I knew that Matt survived. Okay. I mean, this happened.
How did you know?
Well, how many years has it been since you've done it? Britain's Got Talent.
I did it in 2018. It's only a couple of years.
So, I mean, the fact that you said, hey, watch my video on Britain's Got Talent kind of gave it away that you probably survived. I don't know if you got hurt. I don't know if you were hospitalized.
I always on cruise ships, I always show the video, and before I show it, I'm always like, okay, I'm not going to tell you whether I make it out or not. You're going to have to watch it. I noticed Vu Deja there said, holy crap, that was you on BGT. I saw that. This is what I mean, you see. A lot of people have seen it, but they don't put two and two together, and they go, I'm sure I know this guy. I get it all the time. And that's what I do for a living. And like I said, the whole industry shut down in March, so I started doing this watch channel. But that's what I do. That's how I make my income. That's how I, pay the bills, travel, and all that. But this pandemic is bad for everybody. But there's also positives. And the positive is it allowed me to start this channel, and I wouldn't be meeting you or David or Russell or any of you guys or subscribers without that. So
Right, man. I have to ask you, man. I mean, being an illusionist, a performer, that's not something that everybody A can do, but B aspires to do. Like, what made you get into that whole field?
Well, what's the trick? Watch this. Ready?
What the? And that's not even a green screen, guys. How the heck?
Watch. Ta-da!
Let me tell you something, man. I first of all, guys, I had no idea this was coming, but I know that is not a green screen, by the way. He did show me. He gave me the tour, so that's actually a real background there.
It is actually a green screen. It's a green screen, but it's just a really good green screen, right?
Wow,
just
man.
Really good, expensive. There's a hole here in the picture. My wife's in the back passing them through with a hand like that.
That is amazing, man. So is there any, and actually you got a couple people here like, whoa, let's look at this.
I know, David's like, thanks, David, thanks. Ryan's like, Matt, you're actually very scary. Wayne Turner's a loyal subscriber to my channel. I'm missing all these people. Town Watch saw it.
Town Watch is here.
Yeah,
got a lot of people here. Anybody I missed, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
What did you ask me? Sorry,
I wanted to know, would you actually teach me and the viewers maybe a trick? Maybe not that one in particular, because I'm sure that one is a.
Would I teach you all a trick right now?
Yeah, right now. Would you?
No.
Darn.
No, I'm just kidding. No, sure, why not? All right, check this out. All right, look. So I gotta try and get this so you can see it. So a deck of cards, yeah.
Yes, sir.
All face down, right?
Okay. So
you know what? This is difficult to do when you're not doing it. When you're not doing it live, because at this point I would have you pick a card. But let's say you pick that one. I'm not going to look at it. Okay. You got it.
Everybody see that? Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Now watch. I'm not going to look at it. I'm just going to put it face down in the face down deck. Yes.
Gotcha.
You see that? Okay. Now watch. If I just do this, watch the deck. The whole deck turns face up. All except the one.
Okay.
Was that it?
That's what is it? Let me see.
King of Spades.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to show you how that was done. Right. I'm going to show you how that was done. So it's real easy. It's real easy, but you guys all got to keep the secret. So what you do, you take a deck of cards,
Yes.
And before you go show the trick, before you go in front of people, don't do this part in front of people because it gives it away. But before you do the trick, what you do is you take the bottom card and you turn it
Right.
over.
Okay.
And you put it on the bottom.
Gotcha.
And the reason is that now this looks exactly the same as this. Right? Right? So here they're all face down except for the bottom one. And if I turn it over, they're all face up except for the top one.
So the big thing here is you got to use misdirection so that people don't
but watch.
make
Yeah,
that.
but watch. Very
Okay.
easy. All you do, you have somebody pick a card. So
Right.
they take a card out, right?
Yeah.
And then when they're looking at the card, I just turn the deck over. So
Wow.
here, I just went, is it that? And I just turned the deck over. So it's not difficult. Then when it goes back in, it looks like it's going in, but it's actually going in upside down already.
That is a great trick to
and then all you gotta do is when I bring the hand over like this, is you just got to turn the deck over. So you can do that any way you like. You can do it like this, you can torch them, whatever, but then when you fan through, it's the only one facing the wrong way.
Wow.
I just killed Harry Potter for every child in the world.
That is awesome, bro. Thank you so much for sharing that, man.
Oh gosh, you're welcome. My pleasure.
I was not expecting you to just have a card just come out of a picture and you just keep like, well, you don't even have sleeves. Like, where do you keep the cards at?
I do. Nothing up my sleeves except my sleeves. Right. I've got sleeves. I never take my sleeves off, man. You know, here, let's try this, man. Let's try this. Just, I know it's a watch video, but whatever. Whatever.
Let's question for you, by the way, Matt. Do you have to keep practicing your tricks so you don't forget it? Is it like riding a bike or?
No, I've been doing it for so long now. I've been doing it like over 30 years. So because I perform, actually, I might have to practice this year because I haven't performed a lot, but generally I'm performing 300 days a year. So it's just what I do all the time. Right.
So it becomes like second nature at this point.
Yeah. It's my life. It's like drinking water or breathing air for me.
Or for you, drinking beer.
Or drinking beer. Or not breathing. Yeah. Just let me try this with your viewers, right? So let's do this. I want one of your viewers, pick one of your viewers and ask them to name a card, but not the suit, just the number, and then pick another one of your viewers and ask them to name a suit. So like clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. And while you do this, make sure this deck of cards never leaves camera.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. So one of you
guys, give me a number. Or a king, queen. Give me any one of those, and also give me a suit. And I will not display it up here so you don't see it. Anybody? We got 15 people in the chat.
Yeah, so we need a value of a card, and then we need a suit of a card. And everybody's left now, apparently. The comments were coming in like that, and now they've all just left.
Anybody? Right, here we go. All right. First one that came up, 6. And we got 6 of spades. Okay. But I shouldn't have said it, though, right?
That's okay. So are we doing 6 of spades?
We're going to do 6 of spades. They're the first two that popped up.
Yeah?
Yeah, 6 of spades.
Oh, okay, watch. This has never left camera, right?
That's right.
Okay, I'm going to take this out at fingertips. Yes?
Okay.
There's nothing else in the box, correct?
Right.
Nothing else in there, yeah?
That's right. Not yet, at least.
Not yet. So remember, the cards are in the box.
Okay. I'm watching your other hand to see what you're doing. Let's see. Give me this misdirection stuff. I'm really looking around here.
Look.
All right. Let's see. No. Okay. All right.
Anything else in the box,
guys?
Anything else in the box?
No.
Okay. Watch. I'm gonna do this super slow. Look. Before I started this show, I actually placed one card in this deck face down.
It can't be the 6 of spades. Guys, do you think it's a 6 of spades? that was completely random. That is unbelievable.
I'm out. Mic drop.
Wow.
You know, funnily enough,
I'm going to drop them like boom.
I haven't done. I think there's been 1 or 2 videos where I've done a bit of magic on my watch channel, but it's coming. I am going to start putting some magic in with the watches at some point. I don't want it to be beer and watches and magic. It's too much.
Right.
I am going to drop, like, I dropped in a bit of papercraft where I made that Darth Vader bust out of cardboard. You saw that, right?
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, it's a full-size Darth Vader head and shoulders. I made it out of cardboard. So I put that in my episodes. And I'm going to, I'll drop in a bit of magic from time to time.
Is that the one sitting in your living room right now?
Sorry, what?
That Darth Vader bust that I saw when we did the tour. That's the one sitting right there in your living room.
Yeah, wait there. I'll go get it. It'll take me 2 seconds.
Sweet.
Wait there. I'm still here, actually. You can hear me.
Okay.
Where is it? Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah,
I agree with you. Amazing. This guy, what's he doing watch reviews? He should have his own magic channel, right, guys?
So look, I made
subscribers.
I made it out of cardboard.
Look at that thing. That is awesome.
Yeah, it's full size. It's all just folded. It's called papercraft. It's like origami, but you fold it, you crease it, you put it together. It's full size.
So what is the skeleton? Is it like a metal skeleton? Like, what do you do?
No, it's just cardboard.
So it's hollow inside.
Actually, it's not. What I've done to give it a bit more rigidity is I've stuffed it with the paper towel, just screwed up paper towel.
Wow.
So it's just, it's got a bottom on it. It's just cardboard. So if you want to buy one of these, a full size,
I was going to ask.
well, not in cardboard. If you want to buy a resin one, full size, they're about $1,500. And so I didn't want to spend that kind of money. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to make one. So like so I'm going to do more papercraft stuff on my channel as well, where I make stuff. But that's not what my channel's about, because then I'd lose my watch subscribers, but also I'd lose the companies that send me watches wouldn't keep sending me watches, right?
You gotta stay true to your brand.
Yeah. But I also understand. I've had a lot of people saying, yeah, but we want to see your magic, we want to see your papercraft on your channel. Like, that's cool, right?
So what about a separate YouTube channel?
Yeah, maybe. Listen, I ain't got enough time to do this one right now.
I know. Because then you would have to probably go maybe to 2 videos a week, which might not be so favorable to some of your loyal subscribers.
Well, it's funny, because I'm looking at somebody like Russell. Yeah. I'm looking at somebody like Russell, Mad Watch Collector, and he has superseded me in followers, and he does 1 video a week.
Right.
So I think it's, but mind you, Russell's content, that's a lot of planning. That's a lot of planning to do that kind of video. So it's the
YouTube algorithm as well, though. Like, I know as a YouTuber content creator, we compare ourselves to others, but the YouTube algorithm really is difficult to understand, and it's not necessarily a measurement of your talent or your content.
No.
As it is to what they're pushing out. And
and he's great, but I'm just saying what I'm saying is you don't have to do 3 videos a week. You can do 1 and still succeed, right? That's what I'm saying.
That is true.
I just choose to do it because I really enjoy doing 3 a week, and I've got I've managed to make a lot of connections and collaborations with watch companies, so there's a lot of stuff coming in, so it means that I can keep that up. And I enjoy doing it. You asked me earlier about the schedule,
right?
And I didn't answer you, like how I do it, how I get 3 in a week, how I do the schedule. So basically, what I do, believe it or not, is I don't plan any of my videos until the morning that I'm going to shoot the video.
Okay.
I mean, I've got a bunch of watches that come in. I've got, but I don't plan anything. So because I'm lazy. I'm basically inherently lazy. So I will, so basically I usually film my videos. I take Monday off, and then on a Tuesday, presuming I've already got Monday's video, right? So I take Monday off. And
when do you create Monday's video, though? Is it over the weekend?
Well, I usually create Monday's video. On Fridays, I usually create, on Thursdays, I usually create Fridays and Monday's video. But I've been a bit lazy lately, so I create Friday's video on a Thursday, and then I take Friday off, Saturday off, and then like Monday's video right now is not filmed, and I don't know what it's going to be.
Right.
So I will create that Sunday night after I've spent the day with my wife. My wife goes to bed. I'll film it, edit it, stay up till 3, 4 in the morning, and get it done. And then that's that. Then I take Monday off, and then Tuesday I create Wednesday's video. Usually I try and get ahead. So on a Tuesday I might try and create Wednesday, Friday, and then on a Thursday I might try. But I just get lazy, so I don't. And then what I'll do is I'll get up in the morning. I'll sit there with a coffee, watch TV. I'll pick a theme. I'll do the research. Then I'll come downstairs. I'll film. I'll edit, and then that's usually what happens.
You're a true artist, because that's actually the approach that I used to take when I used to do landscape painting on canvas. I would sit in front of a blank canvas, and I would have absolutely no idea what I was going to paint. And that worked for me because that gets your creative juices going. Because if you're planning stuff, and let me tell you what got me out of painting was when I started to go commercial, when I started to get requests from people, can you paint me a plane in front of a mountain? That took away my artistic ability. And I feel like you're the same way where like, okay, you have all these watches come in, but you kind of sit there the morning of or whatever, whenever you're taping, you're like, okay, here's what I feel like doing. And you grab something and you just create it. Kind of like a painter or any other artist, because you are an artist with your magic, your illusions. So I totally get where you're going with that. And yet you are still organized though.
And I used to, when I first started, I used to write a script and I would read it from a teleprompter when I first started.
Right.
And then what I realized is I've always been an ad libber. Like if you see my show, I just ad lib a lot of it. So,
Same here.
Yeah, and that's the best way, right? So now what I do is I'll write a little sheet, usually a sheet like that. I'll write kind of the bullet points that I want to hit. And if I'm reviewing a watch, when I do a close-up of the watch, I'll have a piece of paper on my knee that's got all the, the movement, the specs and everything on it. And I'll kind of do it like that. But I find it a little difficult because being a performer, when I perform on stage, I've got an interaction between an audience, and that's where I get my jokes and my laughs. And but doing it for a camera, there isn't any of that. So ad libbing is a little bit different, and so I'm not quite as good at that yet as I am at performing. So for me, it's still a bit new, but it's slowly starting to get there. I'm slowly starting to find my character as a YouTuber. But it takes time, right? It takes time.
It absolutely does, man. It's something that you're continuously growing and trying to get better. I mean, no matter how long you do it, you're always going to improve and get better. Junior asked, do you use the wife in the show?
No. My wife has no interest, but she's actually got a full-time job. She's a super smart professional career woman, and so she does her own thing, and but she does come out sometimes. Like if I'm performing on a cruise ship, she'll come out and visit for a week, and hang out, which is great.
We actually have another painter in the chat. This is Wayne Turner.
He's one of my loyal subscribers. I didn't know Wayne was a painter. Wow.
Yep.
See, we all got secrets we don't know about.
We all have secrets, and that's what I love about these live streams. I actually learn about not only my guests, but I love learning about who's watching my channel, who's the loyal subscriber, and what are they all about. So definitely something I did not know. So thanks for sharing that, Wayne.
Yeah, it's and I noticed a couple of subscribers there were saying that they were saying I should add magic because they're saying it adds more depth to the show. And and it's funny, I hear it all the time. I do like live things like this, and I'm kind of more myself, and I do a couple of things, and people are like, "Whoa, that's what we want to see," and it's like, "Oh, okay." It's difficult sometimes when you sit down to film an episode to kind of act like in a really relaxed, off the cuff kind of way, and just say, "Hey, do you want to see this, or do you want to see?" You know what I mean?
Well, it's better doing it live. Like even on a live stream, you actually have an audience that you say, "Hey, pick a card, give me." And as we saw, we had something completely random. And it worked, So
that's like when you said you sent me a message, and everybody who does YouTube interviews does, right? You asked me if there's any did I want specific questions or whatever, and I'd much rather go rogue off the cuff, because that's just the way I work best.
I was glad you said that too, by the way, because that's completely my style. And
that is your style, yeah.
I knew someone like you. We could chat for hours with no script whatsoever. So
yeah.
I mean, we didn't even have bullet points, so this was completely off the cuff.
No bullet. We got nothing. We are flying by the seat of our slightly warm pants here. We have got zero.
So 2021, we got a new year. You've had a lot of watch partnerships.
Yes.
So in 2020, what was your favorite micro brand that was sent to you to review on the channel?
Wow, I
have mine right here, and this is actually going to be my guess of what yours was. You ready?
Can I say it before you show it? Can I say it before you show it?
Yes.
We haven't planned this, but
this is magic, by the way. This is my magic trick to you.
I'm just going by. I know you've reviewed some watches that I've reviewed that I know we can't keep. So I'm going by what I think you might have had that you could have kept, and we haven't planned this. So actually, I should just go. Let me read your mind.
Go for it.
I would say that it is the Mas Irukandji dive watch. It is. Yeah, right. And hang on. You see my?
I know you have yours somewhere around there.
Oh,
right?
you know what? You know what, man? I've got like 35 watches here, but 4 of them, 4 automatics that I love, are actually out in my man cave in a watch winder. And yes, I've got the same one, the Stinger jellyfish
10 o'clock crown.
10 o'clock crown, yeah. Because when would you ever get a 10 o'clock crown?
Exactly.
Right. So yeah, I only said that because Matthew at Mass Watches is amazing, and he's one of those guys that I reached out to him and I said, look, I'd love to review your watch. You know, can I have one to give away, or I'll send it you back? And he immediately said, no, I'll send you one. You can have it for free. And this is like a $400-500 watch, Canadian. Whenever I say dollar, I always mean Canadian, but it's like a $500 watch. And he sent one to you, one to me.
He just sent me another one. I just received it the other day.
Oh, now did you ask for it? Because I wanted that one.
Yeah, I asked for it. This was actually on our 12. So when we had Matthew on our 12-hour live stream with David Schwartz, yeah. I actually had him commit to send this to me because I love it. I love the brand. I love the fact that his son Tate is involved.
I do too. Yeah.
I asked him to send me well, I'll just show it to you. I actually have not even recorded this yet. So this is a live unboxing. You ready?
Yeah.
There it is.
He's only got 2 different models, right? As far as I know.
The JCB Rose.
Yeah.
It's rose gold.
Is it an automatic or is it a quartz? It's an automatic, right?
It's an automatic with a Miyota movement. And
does it have an exhibition case back?
No, this actually has the it's like an etched rose. Here, let's see if we can see that on camera.
Okay. I've looked at it. I've looked at it on his channel, yeah. And I love it. And you know what? I actually didn't ask him because I felt you're a bit more gumption than me. I actually thought he's given me a watch already. I can hardly ask for another one. But he's that kind of guy. He's that kind of guy who just sends you one.
Let me tell you something. I'm definitely a go-getter. But I'm also very respectful. Like I think I developed a relationship with Matt where if he said no, that's okay. Like I'm so appreciative of this.
Yeah, I love it, man.
And I was so blown away by this watch that I said, man, I want to continue to represent or at least showcase your watches. And you know, if you could send me some more, I would love to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even if you said it, you know, I'm gonna loan this to you. I have no problem with that. I'll send it right back.
Yeah. You know? Well, because you're the same as me. All we really want, I mean, we do like getting free watches, but all we really want is content, right? We just want content because it's so hard to come up with content on a regular basis. So anytime somebody sends you a watch, even if you have to send it back, it means you've got a show.
Absolutely.
You've got a show, right?
I had to send this one back, the Maker watch.
Yeah. Well,
but I got to keep the box.
Yeah, you asked me what were my favorite micro brand watches. The Irukandji dive watch is one, simply because Yeah, it's an NH35 movement, but the actual build of the watch is so different. I mean, not only the 10 o'clock crown, but the bevel of the case into the bezel and the domed crystal. It kind of looks like a jellyfish the way that's designed. It's so smooth.
Tentacles.
Yeah, the engraving on the back of the Irakanji jellyfish, and then when you go to their site, the colors of that, I had a hard time. The green, the orange, they pop. They really pop.
The purple in this really does pop.
The purple. I know that Russell got the blue at Mad Watch Collector, but all the colors pop. And I just, that is one of the biggest, and it's got quick release pins. It's got a great bezel. It's just that was a real surprise to me. That was a real surprise.
It's a 42 millimeter, but it actually wears like a 40 because of the way.
Kind of small,
yeah. So my fiance wears this watch as well.
It's because the face on it is slimmer. It bevels up, right?
Yeah.
So, but my favorites were probably that one, the Maker watch.
Okay.
I got the Red River. I think it was Red River from them, but I had to send it back. But that's totally my style. I can wear a watch like that, right? It's hard to decide. I'll tell you what brand I do love as well, and I actually have 4 of their watches here, is Stalingrad. Now I was part of a watch tour where the watches were getting sent around to us all, and I was the last guy, and they've got 5, and I got 4, and they got to me, and they've never asked for them back, and I keep messaging them saying, where do you want me to send these watches? And they're like, just hold on to them for now. I've had them for like 7 months.
Holy smokes.
Then I reached out to them. There was one that I didn't review, and I said, look, could I get that watch and give it away? And I gave it away on my channel. But the other 4, they've sat here, full packaging and everything. They've sat here, and they still haven't asked for them back. And I will give them back when they're ready, but they're beautiful watches. They're so unique. Yeah. So unique. Did you see them? You saw them on my channel, I think, right?
Well, I saw. So you're not talking about Xenia, though, right?
No. So I reviewed Xenia. That was a great watch. I reviewed RUF as well. RUF was a Swiss watch. Looked very much like the Xenia. Look, the RUF and the Xenia, great build quality. Swiss watches, solid build, amazing looking watches. Great, and I like them very much. Very good value. But the problem for me with those watches is they look like a lot of other dive watches. They look like my Tissot C-Star. They look like they just all look the same. And so that's not a bad thing. But for me, I like watches that are so unique that they stand alone. And Irakanji, Mass Watch, and the Stalingrad. I'll show you. I'll get 4 of them here. Why not? Let's have a look.
It looks like they started a tour in Newfoundland, according to Mad Rock.
Who's that? Stalingrad? Actually, Mad Rock's here. So,
yeah, Mad Rock's here.
So Mad Rock, he's the one that set me up. When I first started my channel, I was giving watches away. I was reviewing my own watches, and then Mad Rock sent me an email. He was like a light at the end of the tunnel, because he sent me an email and he said, "Hey Matt, I like your channel. We're talking back in like April, and he was like, a bunch of us
after you started."
Yeah, April or May. It's like we I like your channel, and there's a bunch of us that are on a tour and we do watch reviews. And Mad Rock was setting up the watch reviews. So he got me the Octon, he got me the Stalingrads, and I was the last one to get them. And so, Alton, half past blog. Yeah. He got them, and then I was the last one to get them. And then when they arrived at me, I contacted Stalingrad and said, where do you want me to send them next? And they were like, just hold on to them. And then 2 months later, I'm like, where do you want me to send these guys? Oh, just hold on to them for now. Okay. Can you send me another watch to give away? Yeah. Where do you want me to send these watches? Just hold on to them. So Mad Rock.
Not a bad deal.
Yeah. So I'll show you. Hang on a minute. I've got 2 of them in cases and 2 of them aren't in cases.
This is another one of his magic tricks. He actually gets off camera, and yet you can still
disappear.
Like
never come back.
Right in front of the camera.
Never come back. Look at this. So first of all, this is not the actually, you know what? I know you can still hear me, so let me give you the full unboxing experience here.
Oh, here we go. Live unboxing, guys.
For your subs, because I want to show you what these watches look like when they come to you. And You know what? I make no money off this. I don't make any money from Stalingrad. I'll probably have to send these back at some point.
Mad Rock saying, yeah, I hope they continue to forget.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, the crazy thing is, Mad Rock, I kind of feel bad because all these guys reviewed these watches. We all loved them. And then I was the one that got all 4 in my house. And they've never,
Right.
and it's not like I don't ask them. I keep sending them messages. When do you want them back? Where do you want me to send them? Just keep them for now. So this is Stalingrad packaging, right? So then you take the lid off and the box opens there. And we take the box out. I'm a big exponent for good packaging. A watch is going to have good packaging. And a lot of people say, well, why spend the money on the packaging? Why not spend it on the watch? Look, you have to understand that this or even a Xenia wooden lacquered box, we're not talking. Yeah, and we're not talking a lot of money to make this packaging in China, right? But this to me, I want a good place that I can put the watch and display it on my shelf when I'm not wearing it. This is, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of got like a wood grain finish to it. I don't know if I can get that in the light. I probably can't.
Oh, that looks good. Like a black wood.
Yeah. And then when you open it up, there's the inside.
That's nice packaging.
Right? Yeah, beautiful packaging. And this is one of them.
I like the contrast red pillow.
Me too. I love everything about this brand. And this, if I can get that down there, this is the
actual bronze?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's got patina on it now. This is the Stalingrad Purse. This strap, man, is super soft. Look how wide that is. Look how wide that strap is.
And it also looks thick as well.
Yeah, it is. It's huge, man. And look at the buckle on that. Like, that's a bronze Stalingrad logo.
I need a bronze watch in my life.
This is the one, man. You turn it around. There's the exhibition case back, NH35 movement. It's nice. Quick release pins.
I like how they put their own rotor on there too, though, instead of the
exactly
and NH35 rotor.
And it's got the date window 3 o'clock. It's got a Cali dial. It's got great loom. It's like got this green kind of dial. This is a rotating bezel. The only thing I don't like about this, yeah, but I said to him, why? That is absolutely pointless.
It's useless. Yeah, it's got a Panerai vibe to it.
Yes, it does. Yeah. And it's got a sign crown, and this is a screw down crown. It's 200 meters of actual water resistance. So I told them, I said, even if you made one of these rivets a different color, silver, then at least I could time a dive with it. Otherwise, or use it for world time or whatever. But otherwise, it's completely pointless.
So Mad Rock was saying, is that actually a Miyota? Because the way that rotor was kind of floating around like that's typically a Miyota.
Yeah, no, but I believe it's in it. I thought it was an NH35. You know what, Mad Rock could be right because it's so long since I've reviewed this watch. I honestly, it probably is.
The Miyota swing to it because the NH35, because even the rotor on the NH35 looks different than that one. So I think
you're right. You're right. It is because actually, if you shake this,
DK Horology is also questioning that too.
Look at that. It's spinning. No, it is. Sorry, I get
Miyotas will spin freely like that.
I get so used to seeing NH35 movements in micro brand watches. No, you are right. You are right. It's a Miyota. Yes, it's been probably 7-8 months. But now to show you their style, you see that to me is very unusual. Then this is their grenade watch. Look at this.
That's a cool looking watch.
Field watch, exhibition case back. Now it didn't have this strap. This is from Straps Co. I put this green leather strap on there.
Funny, I have that same exact strap.
Do you really?
I do. I think it's actually on the watch though. Yeah. It's kind of rough, isn't it? The strap. It almost feels like
it's a suede. It's like a nubuck suede.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Very festive.
But I mean, that looks beautiful. Just that little pop of orange on there looks really pretty.
Yeah, it definitely adds to it.
And then this is one of their other ones. I love this because check this out. This is a Stalingrad, but look at the second hand on there.
Is that a Mecha Quartz?
It's a Mecha Quartz, yeah. So when I first opened this watch, I thought, oh, that's the automatic, and I moved on. I was looking for the quartz. But yes, it is. Yeah, it's a Mecha Quartz. For those that don't know, it beats 8 times. It looks like an automatic because it's a high beat Mecha Quartz. So it beats 8 times for, is that one as well?
This is a Mecha Quartz.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is the About Vintage watch. I just received this yesterday.
That's kind of got a bezel like a glycine, doesn't it?
It does. It's very vintage looking though, and it also has the diamond pattern to it.
It's very pretty.
On the dial. And I actually had this one engraved. So it says, if I can get it on here, I probably can't, but I'm gonna try.
I can't see it.
Here we go.
What does it say? I can't see it.
Yeah, I know. It says Average Joe watch reviews established 2018. It's so highly polished, but the reason why I'm bringing this out, not only because of the mecha quartz, but the packaging. You're talking about packaging. Comes in.
Yeah, you see. Look at that. Yeah.
Look at the engraving there, and then and it's got the magnetic. And look at that.
Beautiful.
Beautiful,
look at that.
Right?
Now let me ask you. Let me ask you. When that watch is on your wrist, that packaging makes no difference. But overall, in your mind and how you feel about the experience, when you buy something and you receive it and you open the cardboard and that's inside.
I mean, look at the experience you're getting. When I opened the box, like the main box when it came in, this was also in there. So I'm like, well, what is this? And then it's beautiful packaging. So it comes with the, you know what I mean? So
it's about the look. If I buy a Timex or a Casio, I know what it's going to come in and I expect it. I don't. But if I spend, and I say this to all the micro brands that contact me, yeah, exactly. If brands that contact me, I say, look, if it needs great packaging. Well, it doesn't need that because it's about the watch. No, it's not. It's about the experience. And if I spend $400-500 on a watch, especially a brand that is new, and I get that, and it's in a generic cardboard box or a generic, open box or whatever, it's not the same. I need to feel good about if I buy that and I get that and I open it, I'm feeling good about this experience and the money I've spent. And it costs peanuts to make a box like this or like that Seiko box. It costs peanuts in China to make them. You know, you might be talking an extra $3-4 on the watch. So let's get real here, guys. It's, to me, when people put cheap cardboard boxes on them or cheap whatever, and I'm not talking about mass watches because mass watches, they've put some thought into that box. Right. They've done something that matches their brand. But I'm talking about just a generic box that they've just had stamped with their logo. When that happens, to me, that says all that the brand is doing is trying to put more money in their own pocket.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's what it's about. It's not about giving me a better experience.
Well, Matthew and Sons, actually, this is a nice case.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And this actually these are buttons, and you can actually keep the watch in this. And he actually has it branded right here. It's a really nice presentation.
His box for the Urakanji too is really nice as well. And so it's a cardboard box, but then doesn't that have like a? It has have like a pouch in it.
Yeah, it had the travel pouch.
That's right.
And you could fit like I think 3 watches in it.
So that's my point, right? It's just something a bit more useful.
Practical.
It's practical. So make it practical or make it pretty or whatever you. I mean, the Xenia watch. You open that thing up. Oh my god, it's like opening Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's like
an Olympic medallion they put on there. They're actually sending me. They're sending me 2 watches to review, so I'm looking forward to the, especially that meteorite dial. I've never seen a meteorite dial in person, so they're going to send me the meteorite and they're going to send me the white dial. So I'll be able to see them both.
Now, I got the blue one sent to me, but I should have asked because my favorite was the white dial. I thought that looked crisp and clean. There's a few people here in the comments. I've missed a whole bunch of these comments, actually.
So do you see them coming up on the screen? Because I try to highlight some of them for you.
Actually, Wayne said, Matt, just stop mentioning. Stop mentioning the Stalingrads. Keep your head down and incorporate plausible deniability. Stalingrads doesn't ring a bell. Yeah, I know what he's saying. The whole Stalingrad, thing. So I know that the branding of that watch, and I don't know a lot of the history about Stalingrad, but I know what he's saying. I totally know what he's saying. You see, and I don't look at it that way because I know, and this is my ignorance. I know nothing about the history of Stalingrad and and everything that went on. So I don't say that word and think of the history or think of what went on or people suffering. I don't think about that. I just see the word as a watch brand. That's all I see it as.
Right.
So I totally understand what he's saying, yeah, that's a hard one, because I know for a lot of people that is not a good relationship.
Well, full disclosure, I actually didn't even think twice about it until it was brought up here, and now it's making me think deeper. Like, is he hitting on Nazi Germany and all that? And I didn't think about that. And
Right.
maybe as reviewers, maybe we need to think about that before jumping on board. But
Right.
I haven't been in that situation. But how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's very important, but it's also very rare in the watch industry to get that kind of relationship. I know what he's saying, and I've had a couple of people bring that up, and it's tough, because I don't mean it's tough for me. It's not. I feel for everybody out there, because as a watch brand, putting the name aside for a second, as watches, they're great watches. Why? I think what they're trying to say is, and it's not right, but I think what they're trying to say is, these are powerful, strong watches, and they
Right.
name all the watches after submarines or the torpedoes or all that, and I think, and so I think that maybe their message is a little bit misaligned with what Stalingrad's all about. So. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's hurt their watch brand or not. I have no idea. But again, I'm ignorant to that, and I should educate myself, because I just see that and just think, oh, that's like Omega, Breitling. I don't think where those words came from. I just think it's a brand. Yeah.
And I think it's okay to be critical of yourself, just like me. Like this is a topic that has actually never been brought up to me, and I don't have any any type of connection to this particular brand. But I think maybe this kind of wakes me up a little bit and says, okay, before I agree, just based off the aesthetics of a watch, the fact that it checks off all the boxes of Sapphire and NH35 and whatever, maybe we need to take a deeper dive into what is this company about.
Absolutely, and I think Wayne is this is an important point. Putting that aside, Wayne is one of my loyal subscribers, always comments on all my videos. And, it's important that we listen to our subscribers. It's important that we're 100%. not just a channel, and we don't just comment and go, okay, I'm going to comment on this just so I can boost up my rankings and all that. A lot of my comments are super long to people, because it's important that we listen to our subscribers.
Right.
And Wayne's making a point here. A couple of people have made this point with me, but not many, but a couple of people have made this point, and Wayne may be one of them. But it's important that we listen, because Wayne's one subscriber out of 1,400, but he's important and an integral part of my channel. And if I don't listen to Wayne, and I don't listen to the next person and the next person, I won't have a channel. So that's super, super important.
Well, Wayne is also one person that spoke out, whereas how many others have not spoken up and maybe unsubscribed? I think,
totally. I think Madrock's right. Madrock just said, I think he meant something less sinister. Yeah, I do too. I don't think Wayne was having a go or anything, but I think he's just trying to say, Stalingrad, you think about what that is, right?
I think it's worth at least thinking about and discussing it. It may not be as sinister as we're taking it, but it opens up conversation to say, maybe we should take a closer look. And if we come up to the conclusion that it's not as sinister as we originally thought, then we go ahead with the review. But if we think that it's going to have a negative connotation and maybe it's insensitive, maybe we shouldn't.
And this, I just got to watch in a brand new watch that I'm about to do a review of from the Sharp brothers, who are now known as Core Timepieces, and it's the 7 Deadly Sins watch. And it's so cool, man. I had a little taste of it on my Friday episode, but talk about a watch that's unusual. Like the hands are actually a switchblade. The handle
Oh,
and
that's
the
pretty
blade,
cool.
the knife, it's a switchblade. And then the second hand coming off the switchblade is a long line with a drop of blood on the bottom. It's red. It looks like blood coming off the switchblade. And then the date window, instead of being at 3 o'clock, they moved it to 9 o'clock, which I've never seen. And instead of having a date in it, it's got the 7 sins. So every day it's like envy, sloth. And it's like,
Oh, wow.
And the idea is when that sin shows up, are you going to embrace that sin for the day? Or agree, or are you going to repent against that sin for the day? Right?
Wow.
It's kind of a double meaning, but what a cool looking
Double-edged
watch.
sword.
Yeah, totally. What a cool. So watch for that on my channel. I really try hard. It's not that I don't want to review expensive watches. I do, but to be honest, I haven't had the income or anything like that to bring in expensive watches. And let's be honest, the urban gentry. Rolex, Omega, Breitling, they may send the urban gentry a watch because he links with their brand. But Rolex, Omega, Breitling, they don't need people like me to advertise their watches. So I really look. I don't just wait for people to reach out to me. I really scour the internet and look long and hard for micro brand watch companies that I think that's cool, that's unusual, because I think
absolutely.
I think that my subscribers like that, seeing these unusual watches.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, obviously, I own a couple Breitlings and Omega, but let me tell you, those watches don't get the views because our viewers, I think for the most part, are looking for watches that they can relate to, watches they can afford.
Right.
So I find that the watches that are the most affordable are the ones that are going to get the most views. They're the most relatable to the average Joe. So
it's interesting.
You'll see a watch like this only in my live streams or if I do a wrist check, but I don't have many videos at all with this watch.
Well, but it's interesting, because I know like Russell over at Mad Watch Collector, he's got a Tudor, he's got a couple of Rolex, and I think he's got a friend, and he's just started being able to borrow a couple, like an AP. And and I've noticed when Russell puts up like a Rolex video, it gets crazy views. Like one of his videos right now is 10,000 views since I think April, and it's a Rolex video. So they do. I think it's how you SEO it and how you put in the keywords and stuff, because
Rolex always will get the hits, but
is that right?
Yeah, Rolex is definitely one of the exceptions because I know that, like, look up Breitling, look up Omegas. They don't really get the kind of love in the YouTube algorithm that Rolex does. So Rolex is definitely the exception to that rule for sure.
Yeah.
There's a fascination with it.
Yeah, oh, totally. It's my Grail watch is a Rolex. It's a Rolex Yachtmaster in Everose Gold with the Oyster Flex strap. That's my Grail watch, like 30,000 Canadian dollars. And it's my Grail. I noticed, I'm looking at the comments here. Junior Johnson said it's nice when owners of the watch brand get back with the people in the comments, and also YouTubers. It's so important. For YouTubers to get back to our subscribers. And I think as the brand, as your channel grows, like now, it takes me a lot longer to reply to all my subscribers because I've got a lot more.
But
and
you
as the
still
channel
do.
grows, I'll spend hours sometimes replying.
Still do.
I don't just want to put thank you, happy face, have a great day, thumbs up. I don't just want to put that. I want people to to know that I'm talking to them.
Our channels are really mini companies, so you have to have good customer service, otherwise people aren't going to return to your channel. And I make it a point to really answer every single comment that's appropriate. If it's not appropriate, well, I'll probably either ignore you or simply remove you. So it depends on how inappropriate the comment is. Now, granted, there's people that disagree with me in the comments, and I actually welcome that because then it actually provides a good dialogue and a good conversation. And there's actually been times where I've been educated in the comments because, look, my channel is Average Joe Watch Reviews. it's not expert watch reviews. So I'm learning just like you in the comments.
Right.
So I do appreciate when someone disagrees with me, and we go back and forth. And sometimes I learn something new, and sometimes I teach them something new. So I welcome that. But it's just those people that are just like absolutely, completely just, we call them trolls, that just want attention, even if it's negative attention. And
I never thought I'd get that. I never thought I'd get people. I've had some people, and it's like I've had some real comments, and it's like, why did you even take the time to like put all this hate in a comment? Like, what did I do to you? But it just rolls off my back. I noticed. I'm watching these comments come up, which is amazing. There's two here that I wanted to touch on.
sure.
And by the way, everybody that's commented, if I didn't say anything, it's not because I didn't want to touch on it. It's because I didn't realize that was there. But two. Vudasia said something about Vario. It's interesting because I've got a Vario watch coming in. What it is, I showed a watch on one of my videos that came in from a watch company called Cal, and it was a domed crystal with like a planet in there, like a moon.
Oh wow!
It's like, it almost looks like a Corum bubble watch. It's got like a full 3D moon. They've got a sun, a moon, and the Earth. And then there's a satellite that orbits the moon and all that. And they're a micro-brand watch company that they started on Kickstarter, but they pulled it from Kickstarter, and now they're going to fund it themselves. And they're getting ready to send the watches out, but they haven't actually sent out the first watches yet. So this watch that they had, the Cal watch, they'd sent it to a lot of reviewers. And when it got to me, I opened the box on my video, showed it, people got excited. When I came to do the review, as I was filming the review, the dome inside the planet fell off the crystal, and it's just hanging around in the watch. And it's nothing to do. But it's a demo. It's a prototype watch, right? And so it had done the rounds, a prototype. So anyway, long story short, I've contacted Cal, and they're now sending me a new one. But they're sending me two. They're sending me the sun and the moon. And his best friend is Ivan from Vario, and he's included a Vario watch. So I've got a Vario.
Awesome.
And then PK Horology said about ball. I'm interested. Have you had a ball watch in?
So Josh over at the Town Watch has actually had a couple ball watches, and I've actually had the pleasure of seeing I think both of them actually. I saw two of them in person, and they are actually really, really nice. And Ball is a company that really flies under the radar. I kind of look at them as like a shy company. Like they don't market too much, but yet there's a lot of love, but it's like underground love, because even if you look on YouTube, there's not a lot of videos on them. So I like the brand, but I think their marketing definitely. I mean, I don't know if they need to step it up, because I mean, obviously, I mean they're a successful brand, but man, can you imagine if they just did a little bit more marketing?
Right. I really like the look of those, and I also realize they've got those, what do they call it? The tube, Triton tube? No,
tritium tubes. Yeah, just similar to what I have in like Luminox. They'll actually, it's like a radioactive gas in these small, minuscule tubes.
Right.
And you don't need any light to charge these up. They actually stay lit all day long, and they'll stay lit for 25 years. And these tritium tubes are amazing technology, but they don't have the same type of glow as like your high-end, grade A super luminova, and like a Swiss watch company watch, for instance.
But the problem I find though with super luminova is if you're walking around in a jacket or a long sweater or whatever, that thing
is not getting charged.
No. And by the way, Wayne just messaged. He said, no, we got him wrong. He said, if you keep mentioning them, they'll ask for them back. So head down. That's
wow. Talk about the rabbit hole we just put ourselves in.
Yeah, no kidding. I actually, but Wayne, it's funny. I get what you're saying. And I would love for them to contact me and say, you know what, keep the watches, because I love these watches. But I'm also like a truly honest guy. So I want them. That's why I've reached out to them probably 5 times saying, where do you want me to send these watches? And they just keep saying, keep them for now. So I've tried. The sad part about that is I don't know if I get to keep them. or if I've got to send them back. So I can't, I can't fall in love with these watches. And the funny thing is,
you're in limbo.
Though those particular ones, they're over on a separate shelf to my watch collection because I don't put them in my watch collection and say they're part of my watch collection. You know what I mean?
I know.
They're not mine.
I have a watch like that in my collection now. I've had it for at least 5 months now, and I keep reaching out to them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll send you out a label." I have no label, so at this point,
For what?
it's my watch.
Which one?
Oh, I don't want to say because then it might remind them. No, Swiss Watch Company.
Oh, really? And you've got one?
I still have it.
Right.
I've virtually been begging him to send it back, and he just hasn't gotten around to it. I don't know, but I'm hoping at this point it's kind of a it's kind of unsaid that it's mine.
Right. I should. What I have thought about doing actually is reaching out to him and saying, "Look, I've had these for so long. Can I do giveaways, which will be good good marketing for your company?" Because look, to be honest, I love these things, but it's not that I don't love them, but I love my subscribers more. That is genuinely honest and true. So I would rather give
back
these watches away and let somebody else. Actually, the grenade, if it ever does become mine, is going to Alton from Half Past Blog, because I posted it on my channel and Alton posted, "Oh my God, you've still got that?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, if ever you get to keep it, can it be mine?" And I was like, "Yes, if I get to keep it, it's yours." Because actually, it's a beautiful watch, but field watches aren't really my thing.
Right.
So it's not one I'd ever wear a lot, anyways. But he's like, "If ever you get to keep it, can I have that watch?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." Yeah.
Well, I have the ultimate field watch that everyone wants to be, and that is the Hamilton Khaki.
Yeah, I have a Hamilton, but that one's a classic.
Right? Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to strive to be this, and actually, Swiss Watch Company came out with the bunker that actually looks like it's a very good competitor to this particular watch. So I'm looking forward to checking that one out. They're supposed to send one out to me, but I don't know.
I only have one Hamilton. I only have one, and you know what it is, but that's the only Hamilton I have.
I actually wanted to ask you about that one. Do you have it with you?
I do. It's right here.
Elvis/Men in Black watch. Look at this watch, guys.
Yeah.
This is a unique watch.
That's the only
very dressy, though.
Yeah, it's the only Hamilton I own. It's on a rubber strap. You can never replace that strap, I don't think. It's so integrated into the case. It's got an exhibition case.
Futuristic looking, and this watch actually came out in the 50s. Elvis Presley made it very famous, and
yes and no. Yeah, the original Hamilton Ventura was slimmer than this, a lot slimmer, and it was a quartz. It was the first, as far as I know from my research, it was the first ever quartz watch, was the Hamilton Ventura.
Okay.
Right? It wasn't an automatic watch. They've moved on and made there's all different kinds of styles of the Hamilton Ventura. This is the biggest one, the double XL, as the name would suggest.
How big is that? Even though it is rectangular or triangular, I think it's hard to really get a.
Well, I guess I would go from.
Yeah, like how would you even measure something like that?
Like if I go from the triangle here to just slightly at the side of the crown, right? It is across there. It is 46 millimeters. And then lug to lug, which it doesn't really have a lug to lug because the watch is about 46 millimeters and thickness is about 11.5 millimeters. It's got a slightly domed crystal sapphire, but this, I'll tell you where I saw this watch on the cruise ships, because when I work on the cruise ships, they have high-end luxury jewelry stores, and they have everything: Rolex, Hublot, Breitling, everything you can imagine. I saw this in the cabinet, and I wasn't familiar with it. I'd never seen. I haven't really watched the Men in Black movies that much, but I saw it in the cabinet, and I was like, "Oh my God!" Because I love unusual watches. I was like, "Oh my God,
I have to have this.
I have to have that." And I think it was $1,200. It was $1,200. And I kept looking at it every day that I was on the ship. I finally said, "Right, I'm going to buy it," and I went, and somebody had bought it.
Didn't one of your didn't you actually task one of your bandmates to say, "Do not let me buy this watch"?
No, that's a different watch. That
Oh,
was
that was a different one.
I've got that here. That's the first watch I ever owned.
I'm just showing you that I do truly watch your videos.
Yeah, you do. Don't quiz me on your videos. But no, I'll show you that watch in a minute, because
Okay.
that watch is the first watch. Not the first watch I ever owned. I had watches as a kid,
Right.
but as an adult, it's the first watch I ever bought. I bought it 7 years ago, and that started my collection. But I didn't buy another watch until my entire watch collection that I have now started 2 years ago. And I bought that one 7 years ago, and then I always wanted a Swiss automatic watch, and I bought the Tissot C-Star Powermatic 80 with the blue.
I love that watch, man.
I love it so much, man. It looks like $1 million, that watch.
And that Powermatic 80, the fact that it has an 80-hour power reserve.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're getting that for right around $500, man. I mean,
it
what
cost
a
me more
bargain.
than that. Again, I paid
now
Canadian.
You can get it for right around 500. But I know when you first got it, it had to have been at least what, $700 or more.
It was 900 Canadian, so about 700 US. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Now this one actually, I paid about. Actually, I think it was just under 1,200. It might have been about 1,100 Canadian.
Wow.
But now this has gone up in value. Like I see these on Chrono and stuff for about $1,500.
Oh.
But you know the interesting thing about this watch? I loved it. I coveted it. They sold the one on the ship, so I came home. I went on. I think it was Chrono 24 or something. I got this brand new. But you know the funny thing is, I love it. I think it's so cool. It actually does get noticed when I'm wearing it.
I bet it does.
I hardly ever wear it. Hardly ever. You know why? Because I can't tell the time on the bloody thing.
Mm.
Because look at this face. I know those hands look kind of obvious, but
yeah.
Look at first of all.
Well, it's not a round dial, first and foremost.
Right. So you look at it and you go, hang on a minute, where's 12 o'clock? I know it's straight up.
Is 12 o'clock actually a little bit to the left?
Yeah.
Or is it straight up?
It is actually straight up, but it looks like it's a little bit to the left, but it is straight up. And so right now that's 10:30.
All right, I can see that.
Well, what you have to do is you have to look at the hands and forget the watch. You have to look where the hands are, because the hands are still starting at a central point and acting like a watch.
It's like, looking at a Movado that has no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also the dial's just too busy. So the other Venturas are a lot cleaner, but this one you can't. I mean, you can, but when you want to look down to like my Weekender, I can just look down. Yeah, it's 10:30, done. This one, I look down. Where is that? That's past the 10.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm in the early days that was a thing for me, but now it's like I'm over it. Like, just tell me what the time is.
Did you see Wayne Turner? He's actually going to reach out with a list of his collection so that we can possibly review some of his watches.
Actually, now here's
a really nice offer, man. Thank you.
Here's an idea I've had, and I'll tell you this because maybe you want to try it. But
absolutely.
An idea I've had for my channel, I thought about it a couple of months ago, is rather than doing these interviews, which I want to do. But I want to do interviews with my subscribers, and I want to do one episode would be Wayne Turner and his watch collection, and we talk about it, because to me that's what it's about. It's about subscribers. It's about so actually Wayne Turner, if you're still watching, I want to do that. So I would love to have you on my channel. If you want to come on my channel, we'll do a whole episode. What I would do is I wouldn't do it as a live. I would pre-film it. We would just hop on a Zoom call. Or a StreamYard call. Wayne and I would chat. He'd show me his collection. We'd hang out. We'd do our thing, and that would become an episode on my channel. And I want to start doing that with any of my subscribers that want to start doing it. So Ryan, you know what? It doesn't matter if you've got 1 watch, 2 watch, or 20 watches. It doesn't matter. What I want to hear, and I'm looking at the camera now, so I tell everybody, what I want to hear is your stories, why you own your watches, why you. Yeah, so I've never seen it, and I had that idea a while ago, and I've never seen it before. So I want to start doing that, and I think I'm making this offer now to anybody out there that's watching this, whether you're a subscriber of my channel or Joe's or any channels. Send me an email, and my email is beerandwatchreviews@gmail.com. beerandwatchreviews@gmail.com. My YouTube channel is Beer and Watchers, so youtube.com Beer and Watchers. Send me an email. I'd rather you send me an email than a comment on YouTube, but send me an email. And if you are into it, I will do an episode with you, and we'll do it as a private Zoom call. I'll then put it on my channel. And I don't know. I may do it as a YouTube Live, but I don't know anything about YouTube Live yet, so I've got to figure all that out. But
hey,
we'll
Matt,
do it.
Right? Is this right?
Sorry?
Beer and Watches, reviews?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
And so, go to my channel, Beer and Watches, on YouTube, and subscribe. Please, as with Average Joe, please do comment, please do follow me, because I get back to everybody. And I always say to everybody as well, it's not about me. It's not about my channel. It really isn't. I want people to comment with, if they have suggestions, if they want to see a particular watch. And if I don't own that watch, what I'll do is I'll do an episode where I'll review the watch even though I don't own it. I'll go into the specs. I'll do all the research, right? So they don't have to. If you have comments, if you don't like something about my channel, because I don't want to lose subscribers because they don't like something. I would rather try and change that thing that they don't like, right? I've got to present to everybody, but I would rather learn from my subscribers and be the channel they want than just produce the content that I want, because that's of no interest to me. So but that idea, that's an open invitation. I've been thinking about it for about 2 months. I haven't done it yet. So anybody that wants to reach out to me, I'll put you in the line and we'll do episodes, because I think real subscribers and real people would love to see real people and real subscribers watchers. And like I say, it doesn't matter if you've got 1 or 5 or 20. If you've got one and you love it and it was passed down to you from a family member or whatever, and there's a reason that you love it, then let's talk about that one watch for 10, 15 minutes. And let's make you the star of the show, because that's what's important, is you guys, not me. So that's an idea I've had, and that's something I want to start doing.
Hey, Matt, if you ask my fiance in the chat here, she's still here. I actually had this idea that I was actually, bumping around. I said, I want to make the subscriber, and you just said it right there, the star of the show.
Do it, man.
But you just happened to bring it out. So great minds think alike, brother.
Yeah, and you know what it is? It's just, I have this a lot with Russell, and I chat about it. It's so bizarre. It's happened a few times where Russell, he's 8 hours ahead of me, so he'll put out a video, and I'm literally sitting on my couch at 7 o'clock in the morning with my paper and pen, and I'm writing the same episode. And I'll message Russell, and I'll be like, "Dude, I'm literally doing. Do you mind?" He's like, "No, just do it, man." He did one where he took a G-Shock and he put it through its tests, right? And I haven't put it out yet, but I was writing an episode where I was going to drive over a G-Shock, freeze it in an ice cube. I was going to put it in not boiling wood. I was going to drop it off I've done one where I've dropped it off a balcony, but I was going to throw it off a building. I was going to do all these things to it. And then he did one. And that's because people like Russell and you and David, and Alton and Madrock and anybody else that I forgot to mention, we are all content creators trying to create content, and there's only so much content you can create. And we're all dealing with the same watchers, so we're all coming up with similar ideas, and that's okay. Because look, hey, it's like if Wayne comes on my channel and shows me his watch collection, and then he wants to come on your channel and chat to you, you're going to have a different take on his collection than I will, because you'll ask him different questions. And at the end of the day, all of that is for our fans and subscribers, and they can only benefit from that. Right. So I think it's super important, and I love the fact that you and I chat to Dave, and I chat to Russell, and and I chat to Alton, and Madrock, and like I wouldn't be where I am now without Madrock, because he got me on a tour and shared watches with me. So I think it's so important that as a community we stay together, and we open the doors to access, because a lot of our subscribers don't have channels and they don't have that access, but they have great collections and they want to. So let's show them off, guys.
So Matt, you mentioned about the whole Casio G-Shock thing. I don't know if you know this about me, but I actually did an entire mini series on the torture test of the Casio F91W. I froze it in a block of ice.
Oh my God.
Boiling water. I ran it over with a car, a truck. I threw it out the window. I put a 6,000-degree torch to it. I chopped an axe through it. So I'm actually going to put out a video because I think a lot of people it did not get caught up in the algorithm. I mean, I spent 30 hours on each video. I mean, that was definitely the most insane.
Now you see, I honestly didn't know that, because what did I say to you earlier in this episode? I feel so bad because I'm spending so much time creating my content. I hardly ever get to go on your channels. So what I do now is I'll go on your channels and watch a video that you post, but I'm not going.
Right. You're not going way back.
No, and so we've done a lot of content and we feel bad. Like, I've already reviewed my second video ever back in February was my TISO C-Star Powermatic 80, right? I reviewed it and it's got, I don't know, 1.7 thousand views or something. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of my subscribers I've got now never saw that review. And as a reviewer, I've got better because I know more. So it would be in my interest maybe to do a new review of that. But as reviewers, we feel bad about reviewing the same stuff that we've done. We feel like we're rechurning, regurgitating content. So what we'll do is sometimes I will do, and I know we all do this, I will do a Seiko versus TISO. So I can bring out the same watch and rediscover it. You know, I did one TISO open heart versus Seiko open heart, right? And so I've already reviewed the TISO open heart, but I could then do it as a comparison. Or Quartz versus or Casio versus Timex. I've reviewed those two watches, but now I can do them as a comparison. So I think it's important because that stuff that we started with has A, got lost, and B, the production value of that stuff and my knowledge of those watches wasn't as good then as it would be now. So maybe it's worth bringing it back. You know, I'm curious to your subscribers. Do they watch a lot of the old video? This question to your subscribers: do they watch a lot of the old videos? Or would it be good for me to and you to do new videos of some of those watches so that we can bring them kind of up to date?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Well, I think there's a way that you can actually bring it back without actually just like, you know, just bringing back the same video. So like for me, what I'll do, and I already filmed this already, so I just need to edit it, is I'm actually going to talk about my mini-series. So I did 5-part mini-series on destroying this $10 Casio, and I didn't think I was going to make any more than one video because I figured it's a $10 Casio. How much, you know, can I put it through before it's going to break on me? Well, it really was tough, and I actually will argue that this is the toughest watch, not only just for $10, but I think this is the toughest watch that I have ever seen. And so I'm actually going to have an entire video highlighting, so basically taking all of my content in the 5 mini-series, and I'm just going to put it into one video, and I'm just going to give you snippets of all the torture tests instead of instead of having you go through the whole 12 minutes a pop. You know what I mean?
100%. I would watch that because I didn't know that existed. So
yeah, and I knew that, and you know, the algorithm just didn't pick it up, and that's fine. But it's going to be the video that keeps on giving, and I think you can do the same thing with your videos. If there was a video that didn't quite take off, bring it back to life and do another video on it.
A lot of those.
You can totally do that.
The videos that never took off and just put them all in one episode.
You can do a video on that, right? You know.
Yeah, this one never took off. This will never launch my career. I noticed that Wayne said that he likes that idea. He's going to get in touch. So do that, Wayne, for sure. And I also noticed that
Johnson came in too and said the same thing about the whole watch sharing thing. So
yeah, let's do it, guys. And also Wayne, yeah, oh, me too, man. Because we wouldn't be, even if we get to 10, 20, 30,000 subscribers, whatever. They could all decide to unsubscribe any day, and somebody would have their channel, right? So Wayne mentioned as well, and I think he's brought this up here, and maybe he's brought this up before. Maybe I just had a conversation with him about this. He couldn't get it. I think he's talking about the Hamilton I showed, maybe, and he's saying he couldn't get around his wrist. And I've had a few people say that I did a review on a watch. I can't remember what it was just recently, and somebody messaged me on my channel and said, I love the watch, but I can't buy one because I've got big wrists and I can't get that around my wrist. And I said, well, you could just change the strap. And then he said, well, no, it's this watch. And I can't because it's integrated into the case like this one, right?
And just I'm sorry, 1 second. Wayne, the answer to your question there about the Powermatic, you're absolutely correct. They actually lower the beat of the movement.
That is correct. Yes.
So you can prolong the hour or the power reserve. And I believe my guest right here did a video about that. Am I correct? I remember learning that from someone, and I believe it was you.
Yes, it probably was me, but to be honest with you, if you asked me what I said in my video a week ago, I would be able to tell you.
I'm the same way.
Because it's just so much content. But this,
Russell
if you look
in the house.
Oh, Russell, how are you, man? Good to see you. If you look at the strap on that, right, it's cut at an angle. It's
angular too. That's weird.
Well, and there's two reasons, I think. One, it's the design of the watch, but two, Hamilton aren't daft. They don't want you to put some other strap on their watch and make it look less than it actually should look. But here was my idea.
Okay.
And I was gonna reach out to Strapsco about this, and I've never told anybody this, but I'm going to tell you. But you probably have the same idea. But
Strapsco does have actual Hamilton straps. They're actually going to send me a Hamilton strap.
Oh,
it's not branded by Hamilton, but it has so like with the buckle, like some Hamiltons, they actually have the H, and then they have the two holes. So Strapsco actually sells that particular. So they're actually going to send me one, and I'm going to put it on the channel.
Well, I didn't know that, but imagine this: if this is too small for your wrist, then you can't change that strap. Now, I don't know. Maybe the Strapsco one is longer than this. I don't know. But let's say it's not. I don't think it exists. Maybe it does exist. But what about if you took, if you could buy strap extenders that were about this long, and what they were essentially that on one end and that on the other. So you put the strap extender that's this long, you put this end through there.
You're just reversing.
You put this end through there, so that now it's got what looks like a double buckle on it, and you could and then what it would come with is two keepers. So you put two keepers on this side as well as this side, and it would kind of look cool. You'd have two of these buckles, one here and one there. So if you made leather, rubber, whatever strap extenders, and they're called strap extenders, so you can take a watch for an 8-inch wrist and make it a 10-inch wrist by adding a strap extender. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right, this man. This is an idea I've never heard before. So
I've never heard it. It was because that's
unique.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk to the guys at Strapsco because, I'm talking to them a lot. So I'm going to mention it to them because a lot of my subscribers are saying, I love that watch, but I can't. Now, it probably wouldn't be a big market because there's not a lot of watches where the strap has to be that strap. Right. But there is a market there. There is a lot of people with bigger wrists, right? And so maybe there's a market there. I don't know, but,
I think there's also a market for those integrated, so for instance, those watches where it doesn't have the traditional lug. It actually has the piece in the middle that you fit the strap into.
Yes.
I can never find a strap or a bracelet that could fit into that. So there's got to be a market for that. But I think the problem is the gaps have to be, I'm sure there's so many different sizes that there probably would be like chasing your tail, I guess. You know what I mean?
They do it, these companies, I think, as a way of just Alton's here. Hey, Alton, I mentioned
what's going on, Alton?
I mentioned you a whole bunch of times in this episode, man.
Yes, you did.
But and you as well, Russell. Actually, there's I think they do it so that you can't change the strap. You know what I mean? Because they want their watch to come with that strap. It's an overall part.
They're making that extremely clear by saying, "Hey, you can't change this out." Now, I did have an Invicta that I sent over to the Watch Corner, where it was actually the case, and then the strap was molded around it. So when my dog chewed on that strap, the whole watch was completely ruined. So PK Horology, who's in the chat, if you're not following him on Instagram, go and follow him because he's actually going to customize There you go.
I've got my. I'm always writing notes, man. I got it right here.
He's going to breathe new life into that watch. So we've got Mad Watch Collector. Hope everyone's doing well, Joe. The globe at the back does it. It have bottles. Oh, is it? That is not a bar behind me. That is an actual globe. It actually reminds me of the Austin Powers.
Well, that's what he just said.
Exactly. Where you open that up. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'd actually customize that.
I'll tell you what I think it is, Russell. I think it's where he secretly keeps all his Hublots that he doesn't want anybody to know he owns, and he opens it and they all spin round in a circle like this.
No, that's actually where I keep my Invictus.
Oh, your Invictus, and they all spin around, and it plays.
I can't afford Hublot.
it plays James Bond music. Now, let me tell you something that happened to me last night. So when I go to bed and I'm laying in bed, I'm on my phone or I'm on my tablet or my laptop, whatever, and I'm searching for watches. I'm always searching watches, right? And I am not a fan of Invictus. Right now, I have put a couple on my episodes, Invicta Pro Divers, because they are not big, huge, over-the-top watches, and they have real dive capabilities. They have a lot of functions for a great price.
And they're not all Invicta. They actually have the Seiko NH35 movement in it. So
exactly. And so those are like. But I had when I first started my channel, a couple of months into my channel, I owned an Invicta Star Wars limited edition watch, and I put there's an episode about it. Very cool looking, big stormtrooper in the front, and I bought it, but I never wore it. It was like brand new, great looking watch, but I never wore it because it was just so big.
Like so 70-millimeter watch,
huge thing. Yeah, it was like bigger than my car tires. It was so I gave it away in a contest. I'm not a fan of Invicta watches, but I saw a watch last night. I came across it on searching. That's an Invicta watch, and it's huge. It would look ridiculous, but I'm transfixed by it. I am absolutely transfixed.
Which one is it?
And it's called it's I think it's the Invicta something. It's a dive watch. Shutter. It's got a dial that you turn on the side, and it's like the James Bond thing that opens up like this, like an aperture,
like an old school camera lens.
Let me see if I can get a picture.
So 007, like I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So on this side, it's got a couple of pushes for the chronograph underneath and a crown. It's huge. It would look ridiculous on my wrist, but and then on this side, at the 10 o'clock position, there's another dial that you turn, and
that would open the shutter. Gotcha.
Dude, I'm gonna.
That does sound cool, though. I mean, you have to admit that.
You chat away for a minute and let me see if I can find a video of this thing, because I can't stand Invictus, and the watch is so big, it would look ridiculous. I'd be a laughing. I'd look like I wouldn't look like 2-pack Shakur. I'd look like 6-pack for sure. You know what I mean? It would. There's something about this thing, man.
I think that's the thing. Like, if Invicta just offered you some more traditional sizes, I mean, I know that their designs are really over the top. Just shrink it down a little bit.
I'm going to show you this, and I don't know if this will.
It's showing up good, actually.
But watch this. Watch this.
Oh my goodness gracious!
See if they slow it down. See, it's got scales on the band. Now watch. See if they slow that.
Oh, so like a Venom, like their Venom line.
Look at that.
That is pretty cool, man.
You know what? They're doing it too fast there, though. There's okay. Let's get in here and let's do this. And let's
so I don't want to ask what the MSRP is, because they're going to say like $23.95. But how much can you buy one of these for?
Well, it's got a Swiss. Can you see that? I think he's going to turn it now.
We usually have the Value 7750s in these, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. It's got a Swiss movement in it, so it's not standard. But it's. I know. Russell's probably laughing himself off his chair.
He's been laughing in the comments. He's saying the gold one is all you.
I knew he'd think this was funny. Let me just see if I can find him opening that cloak. Where's he? Come on, where's he turning that thing? Here you go. I think it's here. But it comes in different. It comes in different colorway. Look, here it goes. Watch this. That's James Bond right there. Look at that thing. I don't even know where it goes. I get that it goes into the bezel, but how does that even work? Look at it.
There you go.
And then it's got the chronograph underneath. You know
That
what?
is neat. That is neat.
I hate it, man. I hate it because I
You
know
hate it so much that you love it.
I would never wear it though, and I know it'd sit here and it looks ridiculous. But I would sit.
It's going to be in your collection.
I would turn it all.
It's going to be in your collection.
They're not cheap, actually. They're selling for about, in US dollars, they're about anywhere from $500 to about $650. No, and I'm not talking the MSRP either. It's higher.
Oh no, I know. Their MSRP is going to be like well over $2,000.
Yeah, I found a video on YouTube where it's on the shopping network. That's how. And I would never wear it, but that thing opening looks like the James Bond. It just is so cool, man.
I did a video on Invicta and why people hate Invicta, and I think even most hardcore Invicta fans can't argue this. It's the fact that their MSRP is so inflated that it's ridiculous. It's not even honest marketing because no one's going to pay $23.95 for this watch.
No, but you know what though? When you go on a cruise ship, they have Invicta Day. And they line these, you should see it. You've never seen as many Invictas in your life. They line them up in the yellow plastic boxes. I mean, they'll have 200 of them on the table. And they're all different. They're all different, right? They're SKUs. I mean, they're all different. But the people on the cruise ships, they buy them like nobody's business because they see the MSRP, $2,200. I can buy it for $300 because the cruise ship is apparently selling it me at a discounted rate, duty free, right? It shouldn't be duty free. It should be duty free. But they're selling these things. The fact of the matter is, people who don't know watches or don't have any experience at all, they see them, they think they're worth $2,200, but they're getting it for $400 or $300.
Like it's a steal.
And it's gold plated. It's PVD gold plated. So there's some gold in there. That's what they think. And that is who they're marketing to. It's the same as Filippo Loretti. You know, Filippo Loretti are marketing to people who don't know watches at all.
Correct.
Right.
But now, they're also the gateway to becoming a more seasoned watch connoisseur because look, Invicta was definitely a watch that I was interested in and I used to buy and I would overpay for it, but it gave me an education. Right?
Yeah.
You can at least say that.
Hey, Russell just said, let's all go on an Invicta cruise. I've got an idea.
I'm down, man.
I've got an idea. Here's a challenge. Russell, anybody that's up for this, that's a reviewer. So Russell, you, David, Alton, Madrock. I'm probably leaving some people out, but anybody. How about
watch?
Yeah, what we could do is we could all buy an Invicta, right? And then we all do an unboxing, a review, and a laughing at each other's Invictas on a Zoom chat where we can have 5 or 6 of us on
a reaction video, and
we record it. And everybody's like, they're not on screen, and we're like, everybody's like, what? So what'd you get? What'd you get? You go first. You go first. Yeah, Alton's in. And then it can't be a watch you own. I think we have to set a price limit because we don't all want to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So we all set a price limit. You've got to shop for one. Can't be a watch you own. We might all pick the same. Some of us might pick the same watch. But also one of the rules is it can't be like a Pro Diver that's like looks. It has to be like the gaudiest looking, like that one I just showed you. The gaudiest looking one.
5mm gold plated.
Oh, Russell's like Invicta Secret Santa. Actually, that's not a bad idea. We all buy one, but we don't open it. We send it to somebody else.
Oh, we should do Dirty Santa with Invicta. You don't like it? Give it to someone else.
Bad Santa.
Take your chance on another one.
Billy Bob Thornton, Bad Santa. I just think that's such a fun idea. Which brand would be the Invicta of the beer industry? Old Milwaukee.
Old Milwaukee?
Well, no, that's a cheap beer. I mean, it is cheap. They don't try and tell you it's expensive. It is cheap.
Really put Adrian into this cruise ship as well.
Yeah, a lot of these people I don't know, so I'm totally. It says price limit $200, so we have to decide. First of all, I'm in Canada, so you have to say if it's Canadian or US, but I'm presuming it's US.
Well, Canadian, what is that, like three something, right?
Yeah, so $200 is expensive for me. That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
I've got to pay my mortgage on this. you know, we're trying to pay the mortgage on this house. Actually, my wife's paying it now, but you know.
Oh, I hear you, man.
Labatt's. Yeah,
Labatt's.
Corona.
What about
Corona.
Coors Light?
Coors Light. Oh my God. Colt 45. That's the Invicta.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Colt 45 is the Invicta. Because Colt 45 always comes in a giant can, right? Right? It's always in a giant can.
Or like 45s, right? Like the big or the four. What do you call them? And you always had like this big paper bag over it.
Oh, they're the bottles. Yeah, I can't remember. I know what you mean. The bottles.
You can see I'm not a big drinker.
Yeah, but the Colt 45 can is a giant, gaudy, over-the-top can. That to me is the Invicta of the beer world. Oh, you know what's funny? Wait there.
Uh-oh, I think he has an Invicta beer.
I do actually. I do.
Matt, we have a question. We have a question from Ryan Newby. Favorite brand of beer and brand of watch.
Okay, we'll go for that in a minute. I'll try and figure that out. But here's the first that we just brought this up. I have a beer fridge out there, and I keep all my craft beers in for my channel. I have never, ever, ever in 46 years bought or drank a Colt 45. Right? This is a regular size can. This is a beer that'll be coming up on my channel. But for some reason, when I did my last craft beer run, I bought a Colt 45.
Hold on. Are we making history today?
You tell me that is not the Invicta of the beer world.
The Invicta. You even got the Invicta yellow on the top.
Right.
The gold PVD plating.
Check this out. This is a 710 milliliter can, and it's 8% alcohol volume. You tell me you're not going to get wrecked on one.
You're going to get wrecked on one can.
So I've never ever in my life bought one, but I'm going to do some. I never even thought about, oh my God, I should buy an Invicta and do a review of it with a Colt 45. That's so fun.
What do you think we should do with the Invictas when we're done? I think we should make like what I did with the Casio Chronicles. I think we should do torture tests. What do you think? We're done with our Invicta tour because I probably won't keep it. Is that going to change people's opinion of us if we actually keep the Invicta watch? Well, I think we're going to piss people off if we, because I've already pissed quite a few people, the Casio loyalists out there, man. Holy smokes, I got so much hate from those Casio Chronicle videos because, oh, you got all this money to throw around to destroy a watch. I'm like, it's a $10 watch, guys. I mean, you go to the movie, you're going to spend $40-50.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it costs me more than that to do regular content. So, I mean, what's the difference?
Well, there's a couple of things. Alton's like, we could do a live stream where we all drink a Colt 45 at the end. It can't be in January because right now I'm doing a dry January. So when you see me drink a beer in my episodes right now, I literally drink that much from the top so I can taste it and give you my thoughts. And then I pour the rest down the sink. I'm just telling you. Absolutely. Wow. We're doing dry January. So I'm actually not drinking.
I thought you were completely hammered during all your episodes.
Oh, no. I filmed my episodes. Oh, I filmed my episodes.
No, I'm just kidding.
They'd be a lot better if I was. But yeah, that's what
I'm doing. Newbie, what's your favorite beer and favorite brand of watch?
Favorite brand of watch that I own or favorite brand of watch that I don't own and I wish I did?
Well, let's just do both just so we get it out of the way there because just in case
favorite brand of
the other.
Favorite brand of beer right now is a local beer, and I've done a review of it on my channel. It's called Big Bear Beer from the Big Bear Brewery.
Big Bear. That sounds cool.
It's made in Kelowna, BC, and it's called Big Bear because Kelowna in the First Nations language means bear, I believe, like but not pronounced like that. I can only get it at my local liquor store right here in my neighborhood. And I tried it one day and I love it. I just love it. It's like a lager. It's light, crisp, refreshing. I love that. So either that or I do actually like Old Milwaukee.
Okay.
Because for me, a beer, I like my craft beers, don't get me wrong, but craft beers I savor. For me, when I want a beer, like after this January, when I'm ready for it, I'll have like 6, 7 beers in a row. And I like to just crack it and it go down easy. It'd be fresh, it'd be crisp. So those are my Big Bear Brewery right now, Old Milwaukee. Those are just my favorite. They're no nonsense, cheap as chips lagers. You know,
My fiance doesn't like beer, so do you have something for someone that has tried multiple beers but just hates beer? Do you have something?
yeah,
Possibly?
yeah. You not a beer. Well, beers you could try are Radlers. If you try a Radler is a beer that's infused with like a fruit, so like grapefruit, orange, raspberry. Uh,
Ah, okay.
also sour beers. So sour beers, you know, like you get those little sour keys, the
Like
candies,
like a
sugar.
candy. Yeah.
That's what sour beer tastes like. It's sour. It's got a flavored sour
Okay.
taste to it. And
Definitely
then
taking notes.
apart from that, something like White Claw, which White Claw or nude drinks. White Claw, I did a review of those on my channel. Is actually made the same way as a beer. It's the same kind of process, but it's not
Okay.
beer. It's more like a alcoholic energy drink, and it's kind of like a light, clear, fruity flavor. It didn't taste like beer at all.
I think
But
she might try that one, man. She likes the
well,
sour candy. So
any sour beer, I think she might not like it because they do have a beer taste, but they're sour. You drink it, it's like, oh, lip smacker. They're a fruity sour beer. I did a review of one on my channel. I'll tell you where it is. If you go through my channel, and there's a video quite a while ago where I put my Tiso Sea Star in a glass of beer.
no way.
And the thumbnail is me like that looking at it, and my Tiso Sea Star is in a glass of beer.
Oh, I
So
gotta see that one.
I was trying to see if beer would be a problem other than water.
Right.
In
With the
that one,
carbonation.
exactly. But in that one, I drink a sour beer, and it's called I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, it's a sour beer. Yes.
PK Horology's wife likes the beer as well, the Radler.
Yeah, Radlers are a infused beer with. Actually, I don't even think. Maybe I'm getting that wrong. Radlers actually might be processed the same way as beer, but they're lighter. They're like 2 or 3%, and fruity. So it might not be beer infused with fruit. Radler might be more of a lighter kind of processed the same way, but not so much a beer. I think your wife will like Radlers.
Okay. What about your favorite watches? I don't want to leave Ryan out here. Ryan's a good. He's actually we share him as a subscriber, so I want to make him. Yeah, Ryan Newby.
My favorite watches in my collection.
Yeah. What's your favorite watches in your collection?
My favorite watches in my collection, for sure, my Tissot Sea Star Powermatic 80, because it's the first Swiss watch I ever owned.
What about that E-Guard? I know I said that wrong, but
oh yes, I've got it right here actually.
I like that one, the double barrel.
I love this watch.
Yeah, that is a cool looking watch.
When I first got this watch, it was on a black leather strap with a butterfly clasp, and I liked it. It was cool. It was okay. But then I got contacted by Straps Co., who wanted to send me a couple of their straps. I'd actually never heard of. I didn't even know that was a thing, switching straps. And I ordered this. I know a few of you guys have had this beads of rice.
I have a beads of rice on one of mine as well, man. Great bracelet.
Just beautiful. Brushed stainless steel on the outside, polished on the inside. When I put this watch on this, you know what? Let me put it on right now. When I put this watch on and here's the thing. This is where a watch strap can make all the difference in the world. And I encourage people to go to Strapsco, strapsco.com, because it really does. Oh, I'm trying to open it, and it's a push button deployment clasp. I've had this forever. But it makes all the difference, because this watch I bought it because it was limited edition. I like the look of it, and I wore it. But when I put it on this strap,
right,
because it picks up the brushed stainless steel in the case onto the strap. When I put it on this, it turned that watch. I think I said a horological beast. It turned it into, that is the strap that this watch should be on, in my opinion.
Yeah, it should come that way.
It's just a completely different watch. And now
I have a Dan Henry that comes with a Beads of Rice bracelet. The Panda that was given to me by Rock the Watch channel.
Oh, really?
Perfect coupling. The Beads of Rice belong stock on quite a few of these watches, and I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it just really is. And then you look at the back of this; it's got the. I love the back on this because it's got the Mayan.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's got the Mayan thing on the back. This is the V2. There was a V1, and they've just released the V3. The only thing I don't like about this watch, the only thing, is the V3 is an automatic. This is a hand wind only. It doesn't have a rotor. So that's the only thing. Their new one with the automatic, the V3, I wish I could have that one in this because I just like automatic watches. But rotor, yeah. But I mean, it's cool, mate. It's got carbon fiber. I don't know if I can get that, but it's got carbon fiber back, dual balance wheel. Really cool way of telling time on those two rotating discs there. It's not wound at the moment. Both wheels go, but in fact, let me just wind that up because it's like watching an engine. This thing. I mean, it's just
it's like a V12.
Yeah, I mean, look at that.
Get them both going, man.
That's
a really neat watch, and even that case design.
It's a curved sapphire crystal, which is apparently really hard to do. This also, the other thing I didn't like, I should mention, this crown is not the crown that came on it. It was smaller, and it was not big enough for the watch, in my opinion.
Oh, I remember you saying that.
I had them replace the crown. It's not ideal because there's a bit of a gap, but now it works. And actually, the V3 that they've released does have a bigger crown on it.
Does that fit like a square watch though? If you were like to buy like the dimensions, would that fit similar to like a square watch?
Yeah. It's 43 millimeters across, and I'm not talking lug to lug here, but top to bottom it's 44.5, and lug to lug it is it's 50 lug to lug.
Okay, that's not bad at all.
But it doesn't feel that big on your wrist, and width-wise, it's 14.7 millimeters thick. But when you've actually got it on the wrist, it doesn't feel like a 50 because it's curved. So,
well, I find with oddly shaped cases like that I just take the average of the two measurements. So you said it was like a 44 top to bottom.
I can't remember. Top to bottom 44.5, and side to side without the crown, it's like 42.
So it probably wears right around like a 43, right?
Yeah. But this definitely right now. I mean, if you talk about emotionally, my favorite watches, my Tissot C-Star Open Heart my Tissot Open Heart because my wife got me that. My Star Wars with the hand engraved that my wife got me. I love that. My TW Steel Steampunk chronograph, which I know
Russ, the one that you were talking about.
My first ever watch right here.
Yeah.
This one here.
That's a big boy. He's thick.
Yeah. Rose gold. It's PVD rose gold.
Yeah.
It's on a rubber strap. Chronograph. It's a quartz, but it wasn't cheap. But it's the first watch I bought it in Dubai when I was performing at a gig out there, and I've had this now 7 years, almost 8 years.
That's in good shape still, though.
Sorry?
In good shape.
Oh, it's great, man. And this has been beaten up. It's PVD coated, but it's definitely good because it's been beaten up. There it is on wrist. I love it.
So when you scratch PVD coating, does it still have the gold, or is it like stainless steel underneath? Like, do you have any scratches on there?
Yeah, I do. This does. I can show you on the side. It's got a couple.
I've always been curious about that because I've always kind of stayed away from that, especially from like cheaper brands.
That's coming up a bit on the side there. The scuffs.
Okay, it still looks gold though, right?
It does, yeah. And so I think it depends on I think it's going to depend on the thickness of the PVD, because the way they do PVD is they take a metal or a metallic, whatever they're trying to put on it, and it's vaporized, and then that vapor is dropped, ionized vapor onto the watch. It sticks to the watch and makes a coating. So I would imagine the longer they do it, the thicker the coating is. Now this one I've had for 7-8 years. It's been around the block. I've swam in this, all kinds of stuff, and it still looks like brand new. I mean, this watch this watch, when I wear it, has got noticed. I don't wear watches to get noticed, but this one has got pointed out more times on my wrist.
Yeah.
As like, wow, that's an expensive watch. You know what I mean?
It's a good looking piece.
I love it. I love it so much. Very much my style. Yeah, it's funny because I don't like. You would think that I like Invictus looking at these watches, but I like watches.
Right.
I do like watches a bit chunkier, but that have got more style about them. They're not just a big brash, huge thing on your wrist. These have got there's some style about these, you know.
I get you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I got to get a battery in this actually. Also my 7 Friday. I have a 7 Friday limited edition Japan.
Yeah, I've seen those.
I love that watch, man.
I mean, it's a very unique look. I mean, they're not, copying off of other designs. They're going on their own here, and I have a huge respect for that.
That's right. Yeah, Ryan says defo the strap for the watch, 100%. Russell says, "What a chunky clunker." He said that when I put it on. It is a chunky clunker. It's a huge watch. But you see, some watches will work for some people. That works on my wrist just because of my personality and my tattoos. It works on my wrist. But I also think when this is on my wrist, it doesn't look like an Invicta, in as far as it don't look like it's trying to be an expensive watch, a cheap, big, expensive watch. It looks like it's got some style and panache, right? But then again, sometimes I wear slim watches, like I think the slimmest watch I've got. I did a review on this. I got this on eBay, Swiss watch. Tiny watch on leather strap.
What brand is that?
It's a brand I've never heard of. It's called Raytel, and it says on the bottom Swiss made. I've done research, couldn't find anything about it. But it's an automatic. I actually would have to take the back off again to figure out what it is. But I got this as an eBay find, and when that's on my wrist, it's slim, it's tiny, it's nothing like that
Very
one.
classic looking. Mm-hmm.
But it's just a classic looking watch, and sometimes I like to do that. Depends what mood I'm in, you know.
Yeah, I got to show you my exoskeleton. That thing is a beast. It's got lab grown rubies that are pressed into the outer case, so it's an actual exoskeleton on top of the watch, and it's really eccentric. I have it in my drawer. I'll have to show it to you off air, but
yeah, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I'm actually giving that to the watch corner. He's going to have that customized because I don't wear it anymore. So if I don't wear it, I don't mind giving stuff away. You know what I mean?
And I'm totally with you. You can sell things. I wouldn't just give my watches away to anybody I don't know. But for example, like with you guys or whatever,
right?
Whether it be a give it away or a trade or whatever, to me, if you don't wear it anymore, if it's not getting wrist time, then some watches it's nice just to have in your collection. Some have an emotional connection, but some watches they just don't have. It's like my Invicta Star Wars I gave away. I loved it when I bought it. I thought it was so cool, but I gave it away.
You just don't connect with it.
I just don't. It's just not something that needs to sit around gathering dust. Somebody can appreciate that more, you know.
Exactly. It's such like an American thing, though, to like kind of hoard things and not use it. And yet there's so many people out there that like not need a watch, but like would love to have it. So it's like, why not give them an opportunity to experience what you experience over and over again? So
absolutely. And you know, a lot of these watches, just so people know out there, when I say I've got like 30 odd watches, you have to remember, first of all, that a lot of them have been given to me for reviews. A lot of them might be Casio's $10-20. You know, there's only a few watches. Like the most expensive watch, I don't own any Rolexes, Omegas, Breitlings, Tudors. I would like to, but I don't yet. The most expensive watch I own is this, which was about $1,200. My Tissot Star was about $900. This one was about $500 Canadian, but then I've got like $100 strap in it, so $600, something like that. So, you know, I don't own crazy amount watches. I'd like to. There's a couple of watches I would really like that I will own. I'd love to have an Omega. I'd love to have a Rolex. I'd love to have. Well, there's a few out there. Yeah, man, that's such a.
You want to make me an offer?
Such a beautiful watch.
Well, we can do it off air.
always loved that watch. It's great. It's great. It's, what I would like to own. It's funny. I don't know why. I don't know why I've got a kick on this right now. Somebody mentioned to me, a few of my subscribers said, can you do more reviews of vintage watches, like this kind of thing? Can you bring vintage watches in?
Yeah.
And I've always said, well, I don't know anything about vintage watches. It's not really my thing. But for some reason, for the last year, I've got a kick right now that I always wanted my Rolex to be a Yachtmaster or a Milgauss or a Datejust. But for some reason, right now, I want my Omega and my Rolex to be made in 1974, the year I was born.
Yeah.
To me, that's way more important. And I go online on like eBay and Chrono24, and there's some really nice, great quality, good shape. You can get like a decent, basic Rolex from 1974 for like, 3,000 or 4,000. You can get a nice Omega for 2,000 or 3,000. To me, to be able to look at a watch that has been beating as long as my heart's been beating, to me, that is cool. And so that's
built on the year that you were born. Like that's sentimental, man. And I've been scouring eBay for watches that were made in 1978. I won't reveal my age, but those that are good at math will definitely figure that out pretty quick. But I think it's a good idea, man.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go there. I would much rather my Rolex, my Omega, those two. I've got a real thing for Rolex and Omega brand right now, but not all the crazy stuff. I want to go there with that, because to me, if somebody says, "Oh, that's a nice watch," or even if I'm sat with my dad and it's like, "Oh, I like that watch," I'll say, "Yeah, and do you know this was made in 1974 when I was born? Like it's as old as me." The fact that it's still going and I'm still going, to me, that's cool. More than a $50,000 Rolex, way cooler. So.
There's something about sentimental value, and just a quick story. The town watch, he wanted to borrow one of my watches because he bought a fake Tissot, which I actually still have. So
didn't you ask me about this? Was it you that asked me about the Tissot? About somebody messaged me about the rotor in the back. Was it supposed to be silver or black or whatever?
Oh, I don't know. This is actually the fake one. Okay.
Yeah.
So this one actually is a quartz. So have you ever heard of a Powermatic quartz movement? Well, here it is. It's a fake.
Well, that would be that'd be a dead ring right away.
So Josh reaches out to me and he's like, "Hey buddy, I just bought this fake Tissot on Wish. Do you mind if I borrow your authentic Tissot Lilac, the same one, the authentic one?" I said, and we actually did a funny video on this. So what most people don't know is the video is partially true, because I did say I can't lend it to you, but you are more than welcome to come over to my house and review it. And it's not because I don't trust him. It's not because of the value, because I'll lend him this Breitling, no problem. Absolutely. And the Breitling obviously is worth a heck of a lot more money. But sentimental value is where it comes to play here.
Right.
I cannot lend something that was given to me for a first anniversary or anything like that, because the sentimental value is much more valuable than
even if you were to damage it and replace it, it can't be replaced.
Exactly. It wouldn't be the same watch. So that's the reason behind that. And I know Josh understands it, and he's laughing in the comments here, but yeah, and we had a lot of fun putting that video together too, by the way. But I think a lot of people don't realize that part of that was true. I just wasn't that much of a jerk on the phone. At least I don't think I was, Josh. But I did say you're more than welcome to do a review on it. So, yeah, sentimental versus actual value. There's no comparison. I can't hear you anymore. I think your earphones might have died out. You could probably take them out, because I have mine on, so you could probably just freebase it now. Nah, I don't hear you still. So what we might have to do is just have you type what you want to say. But we'll give you some time to try to work that out. But I definitely want to thank everybody who stuck around for 2 hours and 20 minutes. We still have 12 people in the chat, which is awesome. I want to thank everybody for joining us. These 2 hours have really flown by. And I want to thank my special guest, Matt Johnson. We're just chatting like we're just two old buddies. This is actually the first time we are chatting together. So, but it does seem like we've chatted before, right, Matt? You can actually nod your head. I'll just ask you open-ended questions where you just nod your head. Oh, he just froze there for a second. I don't even know if he can hear me anymore, but yeah, Ryan, they actually do fake even $10 Casios. Still can't hear you, Matt. We completely lost Matt's sound. So maybe if I do an interview where he has to nod his head yes or no, maybe that'll work for us. But yeah, Wish actually sells fake watches, so you really need to be careful, even with eBay. Yeah, can't hear you. Do you want to try to restart? I'll keep it going. I feel like we're on like the Verizon commercial, guys. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? He's also freezing up on us too, so I don't know. But yeah, guys, be very careful. Oh, here we go.
Hear me?
I hear you now. There we go.
Can you hear me now? It's like a cell phone.
Yeah, it's a cell phone commercial. That's what I was just saying.
What the heck?
Hey, you're back. I was just saying how like Josh did that Wish. You gotta be careful where you buy your watches. Wish is definitely not one of those places you want to buy a watch, because they're even faking $10 Casios.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Hello.
Yep.
Put your thumb up if you can hear me. Now I can't hear you.
You just can't hear me.
You now.
I got you.
Hang on 1 sec.
You got it.
What the heck? Oh dear. Check it out. All this technology, and I can't.
That's the problem with those earphones.
Output.
You want
headphones? No.
The plugins.
I want to pick my computer. Gosh darn it! I gotta pick my computer. Headphones. What is going on?
Wayne, you're right, man. You know, I know a lot of people clowning the Victor.
Stay with me, man. Stay with me. Keep talking. Can't hear a thing you're saying, but you can hear me. So that's what matters.
That's what matters. So Invicta was definitely it's like a gateway drug, man. You know, I mean,
I'm like a pro at this.
Matt's just going to talk to himself for a while I'm talking. So, but so he said he bought it on impulse. Had no idea it was a homage, entry level watch. Yeah, so I mean, entry level watches, Invicta
this is
definitely responsible for people getting into the hobby for sure. So
happened to me.
So I think with Matt, those earphones, once they died out, we lost connection. So I always like to go with the wired ones. But to his credit, I don't think he expected to be on here for 2.5 hours. So
I know you can all hear me, but I can't hear you guys, so I can't really respond right now. I'm working on it. Just hang in there for a second. No, I've done that.
All right, he did that. Thanks, Ryan.
That's where you're pointing.
Thank you, Half Past Blog, for joining us. Junior, you're going to check him out. I hope you do. Just do a YouTube search, Beer and Watches, or otherwise you can just contact me on Instagram. I'll be more than glad to send you the link for sure.
And the living is easy.
Half Past Blog. When Josh snuck into my window, broke into my house for the second. That was the first time. Yeah, those videos that we do are really fun. So definitely check out the Town Watch. Me and him like to go back and forth. And I actually have a canvas behind me of It's a Wonderful Life, Avg Joe. If you guys haven't seen that one, it's definitely a spoof on It's a Wonderful Life. And Josh makes a guest appearance there where he kind of technically breaks into my house for the third time. So
you know
we could actually play Pictionary in the interim. That's a good idea. But yeah, this is definitely the reality of live streaming. Things do happen, but I mean, we did have a smooth 2 hours and 20 minutes. So I can't hear you anymore. You can hear me though. Okay. So now it's like only one way, you know, it's one way there or one way back. So what we could do, Matt, is I'd love to have you back on the channel. Oh, here we go. He's got something to plug in. Let's see if this works, guys. Town Watch is a good buddy of mine, so definitely follow him or subscribe to his channel as well. All right, so he's got a microphone, so we might be able to hear him, but he might not be able to hear us. I don't know if that's going to work.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but can you hear me?
Yeah, dude, we did it.
Okay. Boom.
If I go like this, can you hear this?
No.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
I fixed it. I'm just what it
There you
is.
go, man.
Okay, I'll tell you what it is, everybody. I'm gonna have to go in a minute, anyways, but I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the story. So these things, which cost me $200 odd, right?
Yeah.
The one that was in
right?
the one that was in my left ear, because we talked for 2 hours or whatever, it died. So when I took the right one out, the right one, the speaker works, but the mic doesn't work ever since I dropped it in the bathtub when I was in the bath, right? So now this one's fully charged, but it's got no mic. So I've had to switch it to the mic on the computer and then this for the speaker. But because it wasn't working. But anyway, here we are. I missed everything you just said. Did I miss anything important before? I'm going to have to go soon because I've got to get stuff ready. Or
we were talking about the Town Watch and how we go back and forth with our, our funny videos and, then
I just want to say to everybody out there, please now don't not subscribe to my channel because you think the audio is going to be crap, right? I've got it all down. I'm actually, it's
you usually wire it up.
Oh, dude, I've got so much technology down here. It's ridiculous. But so I can't remember where we were at, but it's just, I mean, I will come back on anytime. I actually did, it's funny, a guy reached out to me that's in the magic business. Right. He's from Vegas or something. And he does a blog and a YouTube channel. And he said, can we do an interview? Can we do a chat about magic and all that? So we went on and we were on there for 4 hours. 4 hours. But it literally flew by. And the weird thing about me, man, is that when I'm performing or when I'm doing my YouTube videos or when I'm commenting with people, I'm very outgoing, but I'm very private. So it's very rare that I do any kind of things just because I don't know why, but when I get on and I'm really enjoying it like this, or like I did with Russell, it flies by.
Yeah, it's mutual, man. This definitely flew by, and I had a lot of fun today, man.
Yeah, me too.
And you have a show tonight, right?
Yeah, I'm just doing a Zoom show. So what I do, that room in there, I set it all up, lights and everything, and I'm doing a Zoom show for a company, which it's really weird because you don't get the feedback, but I'm actually getting used to it now, and I'm actually quite enjoying it because I get to perform live. Yeah, I've got that tonight. I'll make a bit of money.
Awesome.
But before I go, I know that this is your channel, so I hope you don't mind me plugging mine.
Oh, please do, man.
I would love it. Anybody that's watching your channel or watches this video in the future, if you don't subscribe to me, please do subscribe to me. It's beer at youtube.com, beer and watchers. And, it just like yourself, it's a lighthearted view of watchers. I crack a beer. And I think, I have a real emphasis on micro brands. I search out a lot of micro brands and make a lot of contacts. I've got actually a few collaborations coming up, 3 or 4 with different companies that are going to be sending me some watches. I just love sharing. So, subscribe to me, subscribe to Avg Joe, subscribe to Russell over at Mad Watch Collector, subscribe to David Schwartz, Mad Rock. I feel like a rapper now. I want to shout out to Mad Rock,
shout out, man.
to Alton, at Half Past Vlog. I want to do a shout out to my Mad G in UK. So yeah, I love it. And it'd be great if you could come and subscribe. And hopefully we're going to hit that 4,000 watch hours pretty soon. We're almost there. And then did I tell you I'm going to start doing merch too? Did I tell you?
Oh, no, man.
Do you do merch?
I dabbled in it, but the company that I used, actually, I'm very disappointed in. This is actually one of the shirts that I have, and it's
Take it off. Take
All
it
right,
off. No, keep it on. Keep it on. No. Oh, no. This is getting weird now. This is getting
come
weird
on,
now.
man. All right, fine.
No, it's getting no.
Hey, man.
Your
Hey,
fiance's in the other room. Stop, man. Just
hey,
take
man,
it
your
out.
opportunity, you blew it. So
Yeah,
I was disappointed in the quality. So I need to
okay.
I need to take another look at some. So if you have any suggestions, I would love to pick your brain on it.
I'm new to it. What I'm doing right now is I'm setting up a Shopify store.
Okay.
Actually, it's set up, but I'm not going to give it you because it's not ready. Right, I'm playing around with the products, but I'm also doing so. It'll be drop printing, drop shipping. But I've got some what I think are some cool. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm thanking everybody silently.
Oh, I'm like, what's he doing like this?
Why do you keep praying?
I'm like, what's he doing? He's going to start going like this in a minute.
I'm about to break a block of ice here, like the Karate Kid.
No, I've got some. Of course, I'm thinking about doing a shirt with the Beer and Watchers logo and this, that, and the other. But
that'd be awesome, man.
Yeah, but I've got some really unique ideas for prints to put on shirts that I think watch lovers would get a real kick out of. Whether or not it's just me being weird, I don't know. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and work on it over the next week, and then I'm going to order 3 or 4 of my own merch products, and you'll see me wearing them in my channel.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that what happens is, yeah, but I'm hoping people see them and they go, where did you get that from? Because from a watch lovers, they won't be interesting to anybody else, but from a watch lovers perspective, I think watch lovers will get a kick out of them. I know I would. I think they'll be like, dude, that's hilarious. Like, where'd you get that? Like, I've come up with a couple of unique ideas that I think they'll either crash and burn or they'll be accepted and people will love them. But we're going to see. But I'd rather order the products myself to check the quality, to make sure. I'd rather go through that R&D of like ordering a few different T-shirts, making sure I've got the right quality, making sure that, because again, nobody wants to pay a lot of money for a crappy product, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I'm working on it right now, and I think because if this YouTube channel thing's going to be a go, there's got to be many revenue streams from it, and it's not because I'm only doing it for money. It's because in order to run this YouTube channel and not be working, I have to pay for watches to give away. I have to pay, So, but I'm interested. I've never done merch, so I'm interested if people like these ideas that I've got.
Yeah, I'll stay in contact with you about that because I definitely, not now. I mean, I think I need to have more subs in order to really profit from this, but like you said, I mean, running a YouTube channel, it takes time and it takes money. And, you buy new equipment, green screen. And I mean, watches like.
Yeah. You got a green screen, by the way. I noticed that. It looks great, man. Looks great. I've seen it on a few episodes. Yeah, I love it.
Thank you.
I change. I know a lot of YouTube channels, not just about watches, but a lot of YouTube channels always use the same background and I want to do that, but also I kind of do something and I think maybe I'll try something else. Like my latest video had a different back, it didn't use a green screen. It just had one part of my man cave. At the same time, I'm kind of the feeling that can keep it a little bit refreshing for the viewers too, not knowing where it's going to be.
Well, I get sick of looking at my same background, so when I get sick of it, I have to assume that the viewers are getting sick of it. So I like to change it up. So whenever I feel something, I change it up because they probably felt it well before I did. You know what I mean? So I'm with you on that.
There is something. I know why people do it though. It's branding, right? It's like when I have that backdrop where I've got my Beer and Watchers logo and it says Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's people see my thumbnail and they know it's me, and then they tune in, they see the intro, they know it's me because I've changed back to my old intro, and then they see the backdrop and they know it's me. So it's that branding. I'm still kind of toying with it, but I'm like you. I'm listening to my subscribers and seeing what they want, and if they say no, don't change it, then it will go back. But for now, I'm just playing around with it and see what happens.
Speaking of listening to your subscribers, right before the new year, I put out a very transparent, survey. And I said, look, what would you guys like to see less of? What would you like to see more of? And it was very, and a lot of people even commented down below. And, I think it takes a lot of guts to become that transparent, and it makes you very vulnerable. But it was something that I needed to take the channel to the next level. So I'm actually utilizing those comments, that feedback, and I actually developed a new series, the 2-minute drill, where I'm going to take some of my past reviews, and I'm only going to do 2 minutes. So I'm going to give you guys the pros and the cons in 2 minutes. Did I mention 2 minutes? Yeah.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to do other things that are going to be just 2 minutes that, like, for instance, like tutorials and whatnot. So that's something that I took feedback from and implementing it into this year. So I want to thank the subscribers for giving me that feedback so that I can take the channel to the next level and make it entertaining for you guys. So
it's so important. And I do know that sometimes, like in my videos, I can waffle on a bit. And what happens is if somebody looks at a thumbnail and it says, I'm reviewing the E-Guard Mayan watch, then they click in and I don't actually get into the review until 4.5, 5 minutes into the video. They go,
guilty.
Yeah, me too, man, because I'm trying to be artistic and I'm trying to crack a beer because it's called Beer and Watches. And so, sometimes I'm trying to crack the beer maybe halfway through or so it, and I, like you, I've started this thing called Weekend Watch News, which I try and do on a Friday. And the idea being that I don't have to say a lot of that stuff in my other videos. So, because a lot of good channels out there, they'll literally talk for like 30 seconds, then they'll go boom, and they're straight into the watch review.
Yeah.
And is that what watch lovers want? Probably, but at the same time, there are a lot of other viewers as well. Where, I struggle, and I'm sure you do. I kind of struggle between my watch community and also building a community around me, and people being interested in me. Like we're talking about the magic, but if I'm doing a watch video, everybody here saying, yeah, do some magic too, it's cool. But if you're looking for a watch review and you come on and I start doing tricks, people are like, what the heck? What is this?
I think the brutal realization that I came to that I really had to take a close look at is that people really, the majority, aren't interested in me and my life. And even though that's a harsh reality, that doesn't change my channel though, because all right, maybe I'll do less of me and my family, but I'm still going to put it in there because this channel isn't just for you, the subscriber. A lot of the channel is for me and my daughter and my fiance. And it's a way of me having sort of like a home movies. And I know even last night, I was showing my baby daughter some of her old YouTube videos, and she smiles and laughs. And that's what it's all about. So it's not all about getting the subs and the money and everything. Because let's be honest, like, I do this because it's fun and I get a lot of enjoyment out of it and I get a chance to share it with my family. And so you have to have that balance. So I'm still working on that,
Yeah, and me too. But you know what I think? It's so funny because when we do this, people coming in are saying, oh, I love the honesty. I love this. Or with me, they're saying, I love the magic, or I love that. Do more of that. I don't think it's the magic. I don't think it's you talk about your family. I think it's the realness. It's not like when I do my videos, you can tell I'm real, but you can also tell a little bit that I'm kind of, maybe it's working with some kind of script or whatever. I'm finding that the more I'm starting to get real, the more I'm like Weekend Watch News on Fridays, the more I'm starting to just kick back and just say, oh, I want to talk about this because it's just coming to me. More people are responding to that because it's more real and they're getting to know you. And I think that's where a lot of channels succeed, is where you really break, like you said, you ask your subscribers what they liked and what they didn't like. Where you break it down and you're honest and you're vulnerable and you're real. I think that's what we've got to bring across. And sometimes that's difficult because, like right now I'm talking to you, but I know that tomorrow when I go film a video, it's got to be like, oh, right, I've got to do this. My best ideas happen when I'm washing my hands off camera and I think, oh, I should do that. And then when I get in front of camera, I forget all that stuff.
Completely. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's a happy medium. One more thing I'll say before I go on the Invicta topic. What's really interesting to me, what I've just learned as well, I just did a review of a Filippo Loretti watch, right? And I'm saying that because Invicta, Filippo Loretti, you know, Daniel Wellington,
they all get equal hate.
Yeah, Movement. They all get equal hate because they're basically
for different reasons.
Yeah, and we know we can go on AliExpress and buy the same watch for like $5-10 without the brand, right?
That's right.
But something I've just learned, it's not massive, but the Filippo Loretti review I just put out, they offered me a watch. I said, sure, send it. Because I felt a responsibility to my subscribers to give it my overall best review. I know David Schwartz reviewed one as well, and he liked it. And for the most part, I kind of like this one, but there are a lot of things I don't like about it. And then once I looked into, I didn't know anything about Filippo Loretti. And then once I started looking in for the review and I saw that people weren't getting the watches and people were paying and they weren't getting them for months, you know, now it's like, wow, what do you do? So I kind of brought that up a bit in my video. But it's interesting. Watches like that people don't like Invicta or Filippo Loretti, it got me a lot of views and a lot of comments on my channel because it created controversy.
Right.
And because a lot of average Joes out there who don't know anything about watches are actually considering buying a Filippo Loretti because of all the advertising they do. Right. So for me as a watch channel, that's great because I'm getting more views. I'm getting if it's done in a socially responsible way. If my review is responsible and it's like, look, if you're thinking of buying a Filippo Loretti, this is my review, but this is also my experience. I don't know if you'll get the same, but as far as the watch goes, this is what I think. And so if people are going to look for those reviews and are going to find them, I think it's not a bad thing for us to bring in some of these Invictas and stuff, because we've got to remember that we can't just review the watches that we like. We have to review watches that maybe we hate, but other people like. Exactly. Because A, that's good for our channel, but B, it is also a responsibility because, hey, if I get an Invicta that I don't like, but it's got a decent movement and it's a decent build and it's keeping good time,
where credit's due,
I have to give it to somebody else that might like that, as opposed to you know. So yeah, so I mean I won't bring certain watches in again because of what I've heard about the business goings on. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think, you know, the last thing I want to say before we kind of break up is that at the end of the day, you know, there is a lot of snobbery out there in the watch world, and there is a lot of this, that, and the other. What I've always said to people is, you know, you listen to people's advice on what is good, what is bad. Take it with a pinch of salt, do your research, but at the end of the day, buy watches you love. It's like I said, I saw that Invicta, and I just think I'd never wear it, but I think it's the coolest thing. Buy watches that you love. Buy watches that give you an emotional feeling for whatever reason. And if you love it, it doesn't matter if it's $10 or $10,000. Yeah, love it. And don't listen to and build your collection that way, and you'll have the right collection for you.
Yeah,
you know? And
exactly. Because a lot of people, they buy watches they think it's going to impress other people, and they're sadly disappointed when their $10 watch gets more attention than their $10,000 watch.
Don't ever buy a watch because you think it's going to get noticed on the wrist. That, for the most part, is a bunch of BS. Like,
one of the biggest mistakes I think watch people, anyone that gets into watches does. They buy watches for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. There's nothing nicer than somebody noticing your watch, but usually when somebody notices your watch, it's usually another watch person or watch collector. Yeah. Is usually. I remember seeing a guy I was in Mexico City. I was performing out there, and I was in a bar, and I saw a guy sat at a table, and I happened to notice he got a Panerai on. And I said, "Oh, nice Panerai," and he went like this. He went, "What? You know what that is?"
You noticed that? Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, it's a Panerai." Nobody knows what that is. So
this watch here,
dude, the Accutron. I told you, right?
Tell me that's not going to attract attention. It's not a hugely expensive watch.
I love it.
That's going to get more attention than this Breitling any day of the week.
Yeah, I don't own a Bolivar. I don't like a lot of them style-wise, just me. But that Accutron, oh my God, I know I'll get one day. I keep looking at it. It's cool, man. It's cool. Right, I better go because I've got to get ready for a show tonight, man. And do all this stuff.
2 hours and 48 minutes, brother. I definitely appreciate you having you on the channel.
Been my absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Do you want to do your tagline? before you leave?
Oh, shall I do my little tagline?
Absolutely, man. And I'll actually ship you off.
So, guys, my name is Matt Johnson. Check me out on YouTube, youtube.com/beer and watchers, where I do watch reviews, watch news mixed with craft beer brews every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Catch you later,
man. Thank you so much, brother. And to all you guys, thank you so much for watching. And always remember that there's always time to be kind to one another. Please take care of each other. And I'll see you guys next time on. Do I have it? Oh, well. Average Joe Watch Reviews. God bless.